Well, it's Friday, and we got a special edition of the Best Damn Podcast for you tonight.
Yeah, me. I'm not normally here on Fridays.
You're not normally here on Fridays.
He's not playing with his balls.
Kind of weird because it's like, man, what the hell? When's Kluge getting in here on Fridays? I thought he was always bowling.
Yeah, season's over for right now.
Oh, well.
No more balls.
Just curious,
Well,
what
balls
color?
are still here on the premises.
Just curious, what color is your balls?
I have several that are all different colors.
What's the primary color you use?
Purple. Purple balls. Nice.
He was gonna say.
A lot of today's bowling balls will have a mixture of colors, and it's not the color that defines how good they work.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special edition of the Best Damn Podcast night. Joining us tonight on our normal show, ladies and gentlemen,
Ooh, there
the
he
man
is.
who directed Hollywood, Tim Gibbons, ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, director Ash Hamilton. Welcome to the show,
I'm
sir.
actually trying to get my audio to work.
We hear you.
We hear you just fine.
What's up, dude?
Can he not hear us, maybe?
Oh, you know what? I got you.
Oh, now you can hear us?
Yep, just had to change the setting real quick. Sorry
Dude,
about that.
I'm sorry, but look at this man's setup here. Look at this. That is amazing.
Look at the video games.
Oh, my God. That is awesome.
I had the Mortal Kombat 2 one, but I just sold it not too long ago.
Yeah, this is a whole lot of not caring about clearing your debt when you get older.
Whole lot of I'm in debt up to my ears, but seriously, I would love to just spend shit tons of money on video games. So
Well, you've got a pretty fantastic setup going on there behind you, though, too. That's pretty insane. So
yeah, I got a shit ton of Transformers, and in the other room, I got all my video games. So
yeah, if you look way back in there, you'll see Brave Ray Dean from Shogun Warriors, one of the jumbos back there in the corner.
I think I do see him. Yeah,
yeah,
He's
I've got
really
the
nice.
transforming die-cast Ray Dean too. So
very
huge
nice.
Shogun Warrior nerd.
I got too many.
You've got a lot.
I
There's
got a lot
going on there.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. And strangely enough, I'm not a virgin. So, all right. So
But we do have a Tyler on the show who's a virgin.
we do. He'll be joining us later. So, all right. So Ash, you're directing a little movie coming up that I learned about a year ago, about a while back, that stars our very own Hollywood Tim Gibbons, called F.
Yes.
Tales.
I only had a part. I had a part. It doesn't star me. I'm not the star. I'm not the amazing actor or anything. I had a part.
True. Yeah. What was? Do you mind if we play the trailer real quick?
Oh,
So
go right ahead.
I know some people who are coming in. I see Irene is with us, and I see Brian is with us. My sister's with us. They probably haven't seen this trailer. This trailer is crazy good.
Diane, this world has plagued us by holding back our true power. Death will have no hold. However, when that door does open, we will be imbued with celestial power. Life will be eternal.
Bring a knife with you. This is the ultimate tool.
I'm not gonna be going long.
I'm not gonna make it till the morning. tried everything I could.
The end of the world is here. And it's now.
Everything we're fighting for is gone.
That looks tense. That looks tense.
Thank you.
I get
So-
to see it.
Okay, so let me ask you, where did the inspiration for this film come from? Because it looks like it's got a lot of inspiration from a lot of like Armageddon movie, stuff like that, 28 Days Later, stuff like that. Where'd you get the inspiration for this from?
Well, I really like anthologies. Like I like Creepshow. I was a big fan of Tales from the Dark Side, Rod Serling's Night Gallery, Twilight Zone, stuff like that. And I really like movies that are anthologies too, because they have a little bit for everyone in there. And my idea is, you know, most anthologies, the stories are very separate. They're just themed with one particular genre. So, you know, if you're getting a sci-fi anthology, it's just 5 or 6 sci-fi stories, or, you know, if it's horror, it's the same. And what I sort of wanted to do is I wanted to pick a theme and approach a few different directors and say, hey, listen, if you could tell a story that took place on one day, and we all tell a story that takes place on that same day, but the unifying theme is that day also happens to be the end of the world. So now they are connected. Like you'll hear things, you'll see things in the stories that lend itself to the idea that they're all in the same universe. But I really wanted to do something like that. I love huge movies. Obviously, as an indie filmmaker, you don't really get an opportunity to do huge things. You know, you've got to limit yourself. But I like this idea of having the story either take place when like saving the world fails.
Right.
It's like if you didn't blow up the asteroid heading towards Earth, or you didn't stop the Satanists from, you know, unleashing this demonic force or something. I like this idea of the good guy sort of not winning, and what happens when that does happen, because that's sort of like life is having to deal with maybe the villains winning, you know, especially like if you're part of like blue collar America. It sort of feels that way sometimes, you know. So for me, that's more exciting than, you know, being with a Green Beret, or being with an astronaut, or being with these people that are really close to the center of things. But what happens when it's just like a regular Joe and everything is going on around them, and they're just sort of trying to navigate through it, you know, to survive. So that to me was the main inspiration. Like, how do I make something that focuses on regular people during huge events, as opposed to always focusing on this main hero, you know, the one person that can save the world, you know, that they've got the antidote to the virus, or they've got you know, the plans to deactivate the bomb or something. Like, you know, I think we've seen those stories a lot, and even though I like them because I'm a cinephile, I'll watch anything. I like this idea of let's take that story and turn it on an end where we're not with the Green Beret, we're not with the world-class scientist, we're not with the physicist, we're with maybe a person that does local news for a town to be half the size of Springfield, you know. And when you start doing that, it's like, oh well, then the story sort of takes a different shape, which to me is more interesting. But that's just me.
Right. My sister's in the chat room. She's asking, where's Fat 420? Because he's one of those big horror fans too, just like Givens. And he would probably agree with you 100% because he's always mentioned he liked the Grindhouse movies, the anthologies, stuff like that. So what you directed this one, and there's also a couple other directors, correct?
Right. So like we've got myself, we've got a director, Dylan Brown, who did a couple movies that were cryptozoological, like Bigfoot horror films called Tahoe Joe.
Oh, I would love to see that one.
Yeah, you should watch both of his. They're really good. So Tahoe Joe 1 and 2 are both. Well, Tahoe Joe 1 is out. I think Tahoe Joe 2 is getting ready to come out like next weekend.
Yeah.
So he did those. And we've got Josh Brucker, who is another somewhat local guy. He's from the Champaign area, and he did 2 feature films, one called Mothman, one called The Woodman. And then he also worked on a film with Dylan. They sort of have their own production company, those 2 directors.
Okay, where can I see this film? It's already got me. It's already got me intrigued.
Well, luckily, I think you can see Tahoe Joe's probably Amazon. You can probably see it. I think POV Horror is another place that might have it. I think Reveal maybe is another network. It's on a few streaming services, so you should be able to find it pretty easily.
And it's called Tahoe John. Is that correct?
Tahoe Joe.
Tahoe Joe. Sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry. So that's a good. I mean, there's never really been a big horror film that covers the end of the world. I mean, there's been horror films that take place during it. You know, horror films that take place after it. Never really one that takes place the day before or the day of. So that's a pretty nice little tag you got there for your movie. Steve Stanton says he just got done watching Hole in the Sky. That's another film you did, correct?
Yeah, that was the feature that I did before this one. So,
and what's Hole in the Sky about?
Hole in the Sky is essentially, so imagine you're watching Netflix and there's a documentary about a failed documentary.
Okay.
So the story is essentially this guy, and I play myself in it because I was always around. And when you don't have a lot of money, you look for the people who are always around. And I'm like, hey, if I need a pickup shot, I just wake myself up. So we were like, oh, okay, I really like the Travis Walton story. I've been very, very interested in ufology for a really long time. I did a podcast for years out of New York when I lived there that was all on ufology, cryptozoology, the paranormal. So I've always had a really active interest. And I had talked to a lot of people in that field for years. And I really wanted to do a film that was a more like serious take on it. Like the idea of the PTSD of it, but at the same time still add some fantastic sort of horror elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's essentially me coming off of a film that didn't work out, which strangely enough is true to life. I had a really big film plan that didn't work out, and I decided I'm going to make this documentary. So the documentary is about a man who disappeared for a matter of days, and he was an Illinois resident. And we say, okay, we want to talk to him now. He's sort of been ostracized and, pardon the pun, alienated. A lot of people, think that he's, made the whole thing up. And we're going to spend 5 days and make this documentary. So imagine we go to this house, which is extremely isolated, by the way. It's actually where I live now. We're, yeah, we don't have a neighbor for about a mile, by the way. Like we are out in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Nice.
Which was also part of the inspiration for it, because I would come home and I would think, wow, why are we not shooting something here? Because literally it looks like you're practically on a different planet. You don't see anything. So imagine these people going to film this documentary and they think they're just doing Q&As. They think they're just going to get some pictures. They think they're going to put together this hour-and-a-half documentary. And what ends up happening is every day they start becoming involved in these events that this guy has lived through for 2 decades.
Oh, so as they're going to videotape and document everything this guy's going through, they end up finding themselves also going through what he's going through with this film.
Right. And it just starts to spiral out of control. So the whole thing is sort of centered around this 911 call that's made the last night that the crew was there.
Mhm.
So it's done very much like a documentary. What we really wanted to do is we wanted people to turn it on and to question, is this a real documentary? Is this, something that happened? So a lot of the events in it were events that we took from interviews that we had with supposedly real abductees.
Mm-hmm.
And we sort of just wove a fictional narrative through all of these supposed real life events. So most of the things you see happen are from one abductee or another telling us their personal accounts, and we were able to write them into the script.
Wow. And would you say that one's probably that's the latest film you did? Which one's your biggest film that you've done?
That would be the same. Yeah.
That'd be the same one.
Yeah. So technically it falls into like a pretty broad category, which is either mockumentary or the larger overarching category, which is found footage.
Right.
So for the longest time, the Blair Witch Project held 19 awards. That was the biggest award winner for that subgenre. And it was funny because like we were going to these festivals and we were picking up some awards and stuff, and I was in the car with my wife, and my wife was like, how many awards did Blair Witch win? I'm like, I have no clue. I think I know it's a lot, like it's still, considered like the apex predator of found footage movies, it's still sort of there at the top. Busted that whole genre wide open. So I said, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be probably 20, 25, whatever, I know they won a lot. And she started looking it up and she goes, I think we're only like 2 away from beating the Blair Witch Project.
Let's see.
And I was like, what? Like, there's no way. So, and then we went to another festival and we had like 13 nominations at this one festival. We didn't win any of them, by the way. That was like the worst festival experience for us. Like, we were like, there's no way we're not going to win one. But, and then we picked up like 3 at another one and then 4 at another one. And then before long, we started to realize like, oh, we actually beat the Blair Witch Project in number of both nominations and wins.
Oh, there you go.
So that's sort of our claim to fame, is that a very small movie that was made rurally in Central Illinois ended up actually beating out the Blair Witch Project for most nominations and wins.
Wow. Now, speaking of nominations, this film has already gotten some nominations and won some awards. What have you guys won so far for Eft, the End of the World?
So we've had like 6 festival selections, which basically just means out of 300 or 400 or 100, depending on the size of the festival, entries that they have, they usually select a handful of movies that they play during the festival. So you get this laurel that's official selection. And then out of those, they'll end up saying, okay, you won this, or you're nominated for this, or whatever. So we ended up at a festival in Los Angeles where we won best sci-fi feature. And then we won best ensemble cast. So we won 2 at that one. And then we had another one where we won just best overall feature. So we won best feature at that one. That one I think was in Delaware. And then we won, won one just recently, which was another best feature. I know we've got 4 wins so far. I'd have to take a look to see exactly. I might be missing one, but I know we've got 4 wins, but like 6 official selections. So we're still waiting to see if we're going to be selected at a few other festivals that we've submitted to. But that's pretty good coming out of the starting gate, because the movie's actually only been finished for about 3 weeks. So
the movie's only finished for 3 weeks, and you're already getting that many awards and nominations?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So
that's freaking awesome.
It's a good place to be right now. Yeah, it's a good place to be.
I mean, you might end up passing up your other movie. I'm sorry, I forget it. I've been sending out links to people.
Holes in the Sky, and that'd be a great problem to have.
If you topped Blair Witch with Hole in the Skies, and then you topped Holes in the Skies with F, Tales of the End of the World, that'd be a huge feather in your cap, man.
That would be interesting. I think people that watch Holes in the Sky, however, going into F, are going to find 2 very, very different movies. Like we took Holes in the Sky pretty seriously, and it's sort of a very dour, like atmosphere heavy movie. And I have a huge interest in a lot of 70s and 80s horror.
70s and 80s grindhouse horror and stuff like that.
And I also love a lot of Italian horror. So I've definitely got roots in very heavy practical effects driven horror, very gore driven horror. So even though Holes in the Sky was more of a dramatic sci-fi horror piece, and we relied heavily on the drama for it, this one was very, very different. It's very, very effects heavy, which was something that is sort of a double-edged sword, like going into that.
Right. So, does the cast have any questions for Mr. Hamilton here?
When's the next one? Because I'm ready to go for the next film.
The next one, the next one's actually already written, so that's the good part. That's the good part about it. I've got 2 scripts that I've been interested in for a while. One that had a lot of steam pick up on it a few years ago, and then we sort of had to put it on the back burner. But I had one that I wrote last year with a writing partner that I really really like, and it's I love werewolf films. Like I've always been a big fan of werewolf films. Like I love American Werewolf in London. I love The Howling. I love Dog Soldiers. There's a even Howl, which I think was pretty great, which is a British production. Like I love werewolf films, and I kind of had this take that I wanted to do, which was a little bit different, something that I hadn't really seen done before. So I think that between that and a very small movie that we've got partially written, it's going to be one of those two, depending on funding and time, which is always a factor.
Sure.
All
Do you
right,
need any big guys?
We always do. We actually always do. The werewolf film is a big cast. Like we need to cast quite a few people for that. The other film that we wrote that is a contender too is a very small movie, which actually only has about 3 actors in it, where the werewolf film is more of an ensemble, more than a dozen actors.
So, okay, so I got a question. Actually, Steve here has a question in the chat. He wants to know: have you seen the horror film Low Lives? If so, what did you think of it?
I have not. I have not seen that.
And
I watch a lot of horror films, but that one has slipped through the cracks.
what would you say is your favorite horror film?
Oh, geez. I'm sort of a purist, and it's more like I sort of have like favorite franchises, maybe more so than just like one film. Like it's very difficult for me to separate like Evil Dead films from the franchise. But I love the fact that
For me,
when you talk about Evil Dead, and this is why I love Evil Dead so much. I love about everything Evil Dead. Is I love the fact that you've got a director who did something that was very sort of homegrown.
Yep.
Was a lot of guerrilla filmmaking. Did it his way. Maybe when we watched the first Evil Dead, you're like, this guy's got vision. You can watch a movie that has great storytelling and great narrative, and then you can watch another movie where you're like, that guy's got great vision. Like he knows exactly what he wants in a shot. He knows how to get it. And that first Evil Dead really shows that, like, oh, hey, this is a director that you've really got to watch. And then to take that concept and turn it into this like insane sort of gonzo madcap free-for-all that we get in the second film, like that's stuff usually that we don't see. They try to sort of get as close as they can to tone throughout sequels, and all of a sudden someone was like, oh my, like they did something sort of crazy with Evil Dead 2. And then we get to Army of Darkness, and you can see this love for like Ray Harryhausen and stop motion, and like Jason and the Argonauts. And it's like those 3 films really shouldn't exist in the same universe. Like they shouldn't. Like it's just something where you're like, how in the world did they do that? But they find a way to complement each other so well that, and most people sometimes become very greedy with horror. Like if something new comes out, they'll instantly dislike it. Like I mean, it's just fandom. Fandom can be toxic and venomous. We all understand that. Where, like, it's like you'd think that I had some kind of like weird wreck where I had like a near-death experience or something, but I didn't. But I sort of have this philosophy that I think would stem really well from that, which is like, I enjoy being in a universe that has more of the things I love. Like, I don't know if I'm going to like all of it, but the fact that it's there absolutely thrills me. It just does. I'd rather live in a world that has great, bad, mediocre, C grade, and then wonderful movies in a franchise than to just have like one movie and then we never see anything more. Like, I like the idea that we're able to expand. Doesn't mean everybody's going to like it. Doesn't even mean that I'm going to like it. But I get so excited when anything Evil Dead comes out. And we're talking anything Evil Dead comes out. The series came out and I was there watching it religiously. the 2013. People call it a reboot, a remake. I just think it's a tale from the Evil Dead universe.
Yeah,
That's sort
I would
of the
agree
way
with
I
that.
look at that 2013 film. I love the 2013 film. I love the original films. I liked Evil Dead Rise. And I think regardless of how you look at it, there are franchises that veer wildly but never sort of hit the mark. You know, they have that one splash or that lightning in a bottle, and they might touch upon that again, but it's like they never quite, they never quite hit that genius level again. But like you can tell every move that's made with the Evil Dead franchise seems to be a strategic move. Like love it or hate it, they seem to understand what Evil Dead is when they put out something Evil Dead. And I think that's why I love it so much, because if I get a new Evil Dead movie, I guarantee there's going to be something about it that I really love, because it captures that sort of insanity that the Evil Dead universe, I think, is sort of known for.
Right.
So that's a very long-winded answer to the Evil Dead franchise is probably my favorite horror franchise in horror films.
I can dig that for sure, because my favorite is the Night of the Living Dead series myself. So,
and I'll watch anything. I'll watch anything Night of the Living Dead as well. Anything connected to sort of that Romero verse. Like, to me, I get equally excited. I mean, I can days later look back and go, "Hey, that's a shit sandwich," but I can still love it for what it is, and recognize that they missed the mark at the same time.
Tim, what's some of your favorite horror films?
Oof, man, some of my favorite horror films. Well, I mean, the psychological thriller part of The Shining really got to me. I really like that.
Yep.
It's really hard to say my favorite horror films, because there's so many different genres of horror out there that you would have. But like, I grew up in I was born in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. So I'm accustomed to slasher films. I'm accustomed to the psychological thriller horror. I'm the stuff in that genre, the just whatever they would put out. I mean, like, I remember as a kid at grandma's going to the video store. I'd always get 5 videos every Friday night that I would go to grandma's. 3 of them were horror, 2 of them were wrestling. That's how I always got it. I would watch all of them on Friday night. I'd get home and plug one in. I'd watch it. And just boom, 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 boom. By the time I knew, it's 5 a.m. on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much guess that Tim's favorite wrestler was probably The Undertaker growing up too, wasn't it?
No, not really.
Really?
Nah.
Okay. I'm more into the sci-fi horror. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good psychological horror. I love a good slasher every once in a while. But for me, when it comes to like true horror, like one of my favorite horror movies of all time is always going to be John Carpenter's The Thing. Not because of the not just because of the special effects, but because at the end of the movie, you're left still trying to figure out which one is the human and which one is the alien. Is it Keith David or is it Russell? What's his name?
Kurt Russell.
I like more of the original Thing than John Carpenter's, but even though John Carpenter did do a good version of it, though. So.
Oh, he did. And that 2011 movie, get that out of here. That was not nowhere near as good.
I like Carpenter for so many different reasons. And I think one of those is what Carpenter does is he gives you a contained story that you feel never truly ends.
Yeah.
Like he's got that ability. One of my favorite films is a Carpenter film, Prince of Darkness, which I think was way too smart for its audience when it came out. Like, I don't think people knew what to do with that movie. It was talking about theoretical physics and theology and the idea of
gonna stay up all night.
Applying, applying like science to the idea of gods, and then implying that there may be multidimensional or extraterrestrial. I mean, there were high concepts in that movie that I'm sure most audiences were just sitting there like looking at their popcorn bored because they just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those films.
I loved it.
There's a lot of those films nowadays too, especially with talk of all this, the talk they've had with Congress recently about it's not extraterrestrial, it's interdimensional beings, is what they're referring to as UFOs or UAPs. So,
That's very, very interesting. Not to derail the conversation, but
sorry,
you know what? Oh no, I mean, no, I would be derailing it by saying something, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyways. I'm sorry. This is the first time that we've had actual like language like that about UFOs. I mean, this is what I find remarkable, is that we started calling them UAPs. For example, we've never tried, at least the U.S. government has never tried to put any kind of language onto the phenomena.
Or even give it a label of any sort.
Exactly. And the fact that we have, I think, is very, very telling in a way, that they're opening conversation about it. They're not dismissing things so easily. I think personally, a lot of it is the world is so connected. Even places that you wouldn't expect to have internet probably have faster internet than the US, strangely. And it's so connected that there's probably going to come a time that an event will happen that can't be dismissed at all. And I think that there's preparation for that is what's happening. Is I mean, how many of these videos have we seen where things have approached aircraft and like commercial aircraft? These things get so close at some point in time, we're probably going to have some kind of an accident. You have too many things in the sky at the same time, no matter how advanced the technology is. Sooner or later, they're going to run into each other. That's just going to happen. It happens now. Like we have problems with flight paths and, even just with technology altogether, that before, if it was 40 years ago, we would not be able to connect to the internet up there.
Right.
We wouldn't be able to upload videos to the cloud up there. So 40 years ago, there was a whole lot they could do with damage control. They could get all the phones, or they could get all the devices. They could make sure that this thing looked like it never happened. But now when we're able to access the internet and upload stuff to the cloud actually on board, I just think that someone that's actually being smart about this is sitting in a room with top brass going, it's going to happen sooner or later. And there's nothing we can do about it. So we need to start initiating this conversation so that when it does happen, there's not as huge of a backlash as there might be.
Hell, they almost had an accident. It was either today or yesterday on the tarmac at I can't remember what airport it was, but two planes at Ronald Reagan Airport. One plane was getting getting ready to take off, and another plane was coming in, and they almost freaking met up on the runway.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn. Well,
just
Jason,
people not paying attention,
Will Haight, this is our future president right here, by the way. You met him at Wrestling for a Cure last year. Do you have any questions for Mr. Hamilton?
Love your work. Keep doing what you're doing. And do we get to see you at Wrestling for a Cure again this year?
I'd love to be there if you'd have me. Yeah,
absolutely.
Done deal.
You got an open invite, dude.
That'd be fantastic. I'd love it.
Well, I got one more question for you. I don't know what your time constraint is. I'm sorry. I was at work and
I'm good.
Tim told me, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna have Ash Hamilton on the show," and I'm like, "Oh, I can't. I don't even know them about questions, but so I'm trying to wing this. So sorry."
No problem.
Let's get to Dan's questions first. Dan has a question, and then I got a question for you too that I think would be interesting.
While Dan's typing his question out, why don't you go with yours?
Okay. What is the one? This could be for everybody. What is the one subject of horror you wish they could do, they've never done, and you would love to see it? Like, it would be the one where it's like, that's got to be it right there.
Haven't they done about everything?
They haven't. There's a few things they haven't done. Like, they've done Jaws, but there's no good horror film about a sea monster.
It depends on what you define as good.
Meg. I mean, there's quite a few.
I'm talking like how people describe, like, say, the Loch Ness monster, like a dinosaur or a.
Aren't they getting ready to make something about the Loch Ness monster?
I don't know. Are
They are, strangely. There's something in pre-production right now.
Say, I thought I heard something about that.
And if you haven't seen it, it lends itself more to the sort of the comedy side. But there was a movie that was penned by Zach Penn, who wrote the first 2 X-Men films, and actually has Werner Herzog in it. And it's about a film crew trying to find evidence of the Loch Ness monster.
I have seen bits and pieces of that film, yeah, but I'm talking like.
But true horror.
A true horror. Like, they're stuck on the lake. They know this thing is out there. They've either attracted it or pissed it off, or not even a lake. They're in an ocean.
Oh,
sea serpent.
they did.
I mean, shit. There was movies like Lake Placid, and you've got Anaconda.
You got Blood Tide.
You got Jaws from back in the day, and that movie was freaking epic. All they had to do was play the music, and everybody was terrified.
I look at horror and I'm like, there's no real good movie about a plesiosaur or a reptile. I mean, you have Jaws, you have Anaconda. Lake
Wasn't Jurassic Park scary enough for you?
No, no.
Hey, you know what? I actually
He loves his dinosaurs.
I have something for Ash.
Yeah.
Do you find it more suspenseful and better for a horror movie when the killer is completely left to the imagination? Like, for the longest time with Jaws, when it first got going, they didn't show Jaws. Or in some movies where they don't really show the killer, they show the aftermath. Me personally, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, like the first Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
In the same way.
Yeah.
Well,
And by the way, Irene.
Saw 1.
By the way,
Saw
Irene
1,
mentioned Leviathan, which that came out at a time when they were trying to do these deep sea monster movies. So we had Leviathan, and we also had one called Deep Star 6 that came out roughly right around the same time. I don't think those are like huge, like enormous monsters, but I think it was like, be careful what you look for. And shit, I just remembered, if you have not seen it, I think it came out about 2 years ago, and it had Kristen Stewart in it, called Underwater.
Oh, I have seen that one. That's the one where they're in the kind of like almost a rig type thing, like the Abyss, and they find Cthulhu, correct?
Yeah, it starts off running. I mean, that film is like breakneck pace. As soon as you start watching it, there's a problem on the vessel. They're trying to get out of there. I actually thought that was a really well done movie, especially because we hadn't seen anything like that in a while.
Yeah.
I dug that one. I dug that one quite a bit. And plus the fact that we did get that huge payoff at the ending, which you don't usually get to see that much.
I just Googled horror movies with sea creatures, and Underwater was one of them. And there's at least 15 on here. Piranha, Dagon, The Shadows.
So
you
can I give away
Creature from the Black Lagoon and Tentacles? The D.
Can I give away something about my new movie?
Go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Spoiler.
So,
spoiler.
If people sometimes are unnerved by the idea of a film that gets really close to approaching a really big concept and backs away, which we see that a lot. I mean, even like with Blair Witch, we know there's something there, we don't really get to see it. It leaves it to imagination, which I do like that. But there are also times where I'm like, oh, they showed that to us. That's pretty awesome. It took them a long time, but they showed us. So just to let everyone know, when they go to see Effed, when they see the movie, there's about 15 minutes of nothing but show and tell. So when we get to the end of that film, it's a complete free for all. And I will say that there's a very Lovecraftian aspect to it.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Dan here is asking, did you film recently at the Boo Crew Haunted House? If so, we found one of your props. That was the question he had for you.
The great thing is, this is a great way to get a free prop, even if it's not mine. So instantly I want to say yes. It's like the old joke about, we found a Watt hundreds with a rubber band around it. Well, we found the rubber band.
Yeah.
No, actually, we did not. But if it's really cool, I will take it.
All right, so in the movie Effed, this is from 5 people's perspectives. Can you tell us a little bit about the section you directed?
So what I wanted to do is, and this was when I approached the directors, I said, listen, you need to read mine, because I don't want it to be a situation where we're so disconnected that someone writes something similar, or somebody writes something so dissimilar that they can't be connected. So we had to navigate around that. So I had my section written, and I told everyone, hey, take a look at this, because this is what I want to do. So basically, if we're everywhere, let's sort of say in the United States, like if we're, or even abroad, and each of these stories are taking place like maybe outside of a big city, maybe it's in a small town or whatever, and we're showing how the end of the world is affecting maybe a small pocket of people, or 2 people. We've got one segment is a very, very like intimate focus on 2 people trying to survive. One segment's a focus on 1 person trying to survive. Ours is not so small or isolated. Basically, my idea is we're going to be like right in the middle of it. Like I wanted, so let's say that, for whatever reason, this is not what happens, by the way, but let's say for whatever reason, something, is resurrected, hell is literally breaking loose. What would it be if there was a reporter and their cameraman in it? Like, what if they were right there? Basically, like, what if you're right in the middle of a war that breaks out when it breaks out? Like, you're trying to survive. There's a compulsion to try to catch it on camera, because it's sort of what you do. So mine is ground zero. We are literally at where it's happening, and it's a reporter and a cameraman trying to navigate through it.
Right. So, what part? Tim stars in your section of the movie, because I know there's other directors, of course, but is he under your?
He's in ours, yeah.
What part does he play?
Well, you actually did see him in the trailer.
I know, we saw it. We were literally watching the trailer the other night. And I did the whole thing.
So we get to a point where, and this will give you an idea. A lot of times in anthologies, they'll have a story that's wrapped around the other segments. It's sort of woven through. So ours begins the film. So we've got a segment that's at the beginning that literally sets the events off, and then we have segments in between the other segments. So every time we go to another segment and come back, we'll reveal a little bit more of our story. And then we're the end segment as well. So we sort of bookend the other segments, and we also weave ours through the other segments. So basically, a lot of the story is about this reporter trying to get to where things are happening. And essentially it's because she's fed up with doing like small town, and you'll see it, like you'll see what she's doing. We introduce her when she's like reporting on like Pee Wee Soccer. Like she's done. Like she was reporting on bank robberies and stuff at one point in her life. It was much more exciting. Now she's approaching that 40 mark. She's really no longer as desirable as she was. She's got a bit of an attitude at the same time. So she finds out that this thing is happening. And in her mind, she's finding out about like the Branch Davidian. She's finding out about Waco, or she's finding out about Jonestown. That's what she thinks she's finding out about. So she wants to go there. Her sister is an ATF agent who basically tips her off and says, hey, I don't think I'm going to make it. Like, I don't think I'm going to make it through this thing. Mm-hmm. So, you need to like tell mom and dad that this is where they can find my remains. Like it's that dire.
Wow.
And, she tells her cameraman, like, listen, my sister's melodramatic. I'm positive they're going to extract her. If we can get there when they do it, we're going to catch it all on camera. We can look like heroes. We can see the ATF coming in, and that's our shot. Like if we get this all on camera because nobody else really knows that this is going down tonight, we're going to be able to bounce back. We're going to get our shot. The problem is they think they're going to a place where a firecracker is being lit, and instead it's like a 20 megaton bomb. That's essentially the idea of it, is they think they're going into this situation. So when we see Tim, we would be in the commune or in the installation where this group is, that her sister is infiltrated. And when they get in there, it is just complete bedlam. Like,
wow.
At that point, by the time they get there, I mean, just to give you an idea, at one point in time, I think we had upwards of 80 extras running
80 extras
through our set. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you filmed that right here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, we filmed it at McMurray College. Yeah.
Cold day.
Yeah.
What does the cast have any questions for Mr. Hamilton?
I got the answer I wanted.
What about you? What about you, Klug?
I say I just want to see what it's like and see how good it is.
Are you going to take Tim back for your next film? Are you going to hire him back?
Oh yeah, if there's a role in it for him. I mean, he was great in what we did. He really was. Like we got exactly what we were looking for, and it's hard for a person doing porn for the first time too.
Yes, it was. It was very hard.
Oh, it's that kind
of.
of.
My wife knows, Ash. I'm going to be in trouble.
You can hear Sarah running into the garage now.
It's called F.
It was cold in the room. He had just got done swimming.
It was literally like I told these guys, it was a whole different experience. Like Jason and Sage know, like we do a lot of stuff in front of the camera for a different reason, but it's still along the same lines of doing an acting of some sort, to the point where it's this is what you have to say. You have to walk here. You have to do this. You have to do that, and do it just the right way, so that it's all perfectly done on camera, compared to what we do and just do a retake. And I saw so many different things, from when I walked into what they were doing over here to pre-production, to see pre-makeup, to see this, and then to watch just my section that I was a part of on the camera, through the camera, as if I was watching the movie, like I get to this coming weekend in a sneak peek. That was a whole different experience. And if you've never, ever had an experience in this, I highly suggest you find some local filmmakers and try to be in part of their film of some sort, because this is some crazy shit, man. And I'm ready for the next one.
And I got to hand it to you, Tim, because not only were you working with that kind of environment, but most of the stuff, like I'll just go ahead and say that 3/4 of the stuff you saw in that shot with Tim was digital. It wasn't there when we shot it with Tim.
Really? That's a little harder to do too.
So when you see, for example, like a gun go off, I mean, because we're a really small production, that we did not want to deal. We had an armorer on set.
Yeah.
But what we didn't want to deal with was even a low impact, supposedly non-live round, which would just be enough to make the bang. Like, we didn't want to deal with that. We didn't want to deal with any of it. We didn't even want to deal with a gun that could technically hold anything that could really be ejected. So everything that we had was plastic. Everything.
And that's completely understandable considering what happened on that movie Rust.
Yeah, with Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
You didn't you didn't want a Brandon Lee type accident.
No, and especially for a bigger film, you might be able to bounce back. For a really, really small film, you might never do anything again.
Yeah.
If you're in an incident like that, that might be really the end of you doing anything, in that industry. And we already had a flamethrower.
Yeah, we did.
So it was.
You had a flamethrower?
Yep, my buddy brought his flamethrower. It was insane.
You had a flamethrower and Tim Gibbons on set. How did Jacksonville not burn down? Oh my God! No wonder my insurance went up.
So that was one thing that we were already like trying to figure out logistically, how we were going to do and how we were going to do safely. And then, you've not only got multiple fake prop handguns, but we've also got fake assault rifles. We've got fake knives. We had so many fake weapons that we just had a room where if you were an extra that had been designated as a weapon holder, you go into the room, you talk to your armorer, they fit you with whatever weapons for the scene. You came out. That's how many we had. So at that point, you're like, we have to manage this, and the best way to manage it was just like, let's get some really, really good looking plastic guns. Let's get stuff where you can have them up close to the camera, and it's not, unless you're an inch away and you're reading the inscription. And some of them even really had actual descriptions on them. Some of them had the equivalent of what you would find on the gun. So they were as close as we could get to the real thing. But like I said, I've got to hand it to Tim, because you're also telling him, listen, when this hits you, we're gonna have to digitally put in the muzzle flash, and then we're gonna have to digitally put in the smoke. So you're also going to have to tilt your head back in a way, because we've got to put the blood in digitally. So, we had a ton of practical blood there, but also when you
he mentioned that.
a lot.
I drank a lot of it.
there was a lot. And I mean, you have to be very, you also have to be very, very careful when you look at stuff like, because technically what we do is we would just do a squib. We'd have like a condom or a small balloon, and then we would just pinch it, and then we would have something trigger it, and then you'd see the blood come out. But when you're dealing with stuff on the back of the neck, the back of the head, that can go incredibly wrong too. So a lot of what we did was we had to try to navigate through some of the safety hazards and say, where are we having the fake blood? Like where is it going to be fake? Where is it going to be real? And how do we meld that? So you'll see some stuff that hopefully you're going to be like, how did they do that? For the budget that we had, we use some pretty advanced techniques. If we have a prop that's a person's head, for example, you're not going to see a prop head. You're going to see a prop head that has that person's face actually digitally mapped to the front of the prop.
Right.
So we were doing some techniques that traditionally you don't see in micro budget movies. Usually those kinds of techniques you see in bigger movies. It's just that, I'm an insomniac and I have been for years, and I've sort of flattened the curve by asking questions like, how the fuck did they do that? And then I just go and I try to figure it out night after night after night. And when it came to doing that, we were able to go, oh, here's how we do it. So we need to shoot this here. We need to shoot this where we're going to digitally map it. We got to make sure that the shots are exactly similar. We've got to shoot it from different perspectives. So if we need to cut, we can cut. Mm-hmm. And then in post, we put all that in there. So there were a lot of people who were acting to things that weren't there. And for smaller productions, since you don't see that a lot, I have to hand it to people, because this might have been the first time that somebody was looking at them going, listen, this is right here, but it's not here yet. Yep. So look here, make sure you don't look through it. You have to look at it, which is sort of a weird thing that you need to exercise your eyes to do. And then we'll shoot it. And I mean, we had one person that was, in a room that with nothing but green screen for an entire day shooting, so really? That we could try to get one of these really big like closing shots, the shots near the shots near the end of the movie that people I think are not going to expect a movie this size to have. I don't think they're going to expect to see, luckily, what we've been able to come up with for the end of this film.
That's some bullshit, because the movie that we were trying to make one time that we didn't actually get to make, but I was in, because it was dealing with a Warner Brother issue. It was a Batman script we were doing, and I was playing one of Joker's stooges, some stupid clown, and I legit got beat up with some baseball bats.
Well, there's a difference between that and Ash's production, Sage.
Yeah.
Somebody just wanted to beat you with ball bats. So
yeah, Batman.
We might have at least 2 brutal baseball bat killings actually in our segment alone.
Ooh.
So if you do want to see a baseball bat killing, we've got a couple of them in there for you.
I can't wait to see that. You guys everything sounds amazing about this. So I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait for Tim to see it. Like, I can't wait for people who have not been that close to it. You know, I mean, because we've had a couple of the main actors, especially because, you know, if they get nominated for something and they're at a festival with us, they sort of need to know, you know, what they're there for. So we've brought a couple of the people who are in the very small group, who are, you know, on camera almost the entire time, and we brought them in to say, hey, here's what it is. So when you get in an interview, or, you know, if you're at a festival or something with us, you know what they're talking about, you know. So we've got a very small group of people who have seen the finished film, but it's extremely small, and they sort of saw bits and pieces of it because they had to come back for like pickup shots and effect shots and stuff. So they saw little bits and pieces when we would have to present something to them and go, hey, contextually, this is where you are right here. Take a look at this. This is where you are after this. We need you right here. This has to flow. So they saw, you know, it in its probably, you know, entirety and little bits and pieces. And then we're like, okay, here's what it looked like after we got all the digital effects in. Here's what it looked like, you know, after we did some of these bigger stunts and stuff. And they've seen it. But like, I'm really excited for like people who were there, maybe just for one scene, or even just people who were there as an extra, people who were there as part of the crew, to see it, because it's so very far removed from what they were seeing on set. You know, everything that we shot, for the most part, everybody's running around in broad daylight. What nobody realizes is that we shot it in a way that we did color grading so that everything is at night. So even when people go in and see their shots, they're like, when the hell did you film this? I'm like, no, that was at 1:00 in the afternoon with the sun directly overhead. But, you know, we were managed to digitally do stuff with it. So
wow,
I'm excited.
This weekend,
you get to look.
Sunday.
It's completely done. The digital shots and everything. I mean, it's, you know, in credits, you're seeing what we're showing at the festivals, you know, unless somebody comes up and says, hey, you got to take this out or this out if you want to be on the streaming service, which we hope not, because the idea is to get this thing as crazy as possible so that people will have fun with it.
I'm going to guess that Richard Ray Sexton, I believe that's how I pronounce it, he was in the movie as well.
He was the flamethrower guy.
He was our flamethrower
guy. Okay, hold on. Richard, why did you bring a flamethrower around Tim Gibbons? Come on.
Hey, I'm currently building one with my buddy Mikey.
But you're not Tim Gibbons. Tim would just take that.
Like, I'm not going to invite Tim and Jason down here for it.
If you ever do a movie, I would like to play the extra of just a dead corpse. That's all I'd like to play. Just a dead corpse.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
so
there'll be plenty.
That's how he is. That's how he is during sex, anyway.
I think everybody on here would be
That's
willing
true
to
about
help
that
in
part.
any way possible.
What were you saying, Will Height?
I think everybody on here would be willing to help in any way possible.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
the film looks great. You know, the previous film.
I've already done acting in that one movie that never friggin' got made, and then I've done comic book shoots as Bane.
If you
well,
look
you got
back,
3 stunt guys right here. We do damn near everything.
Pro wrestler, 25 years. Come on.
Well, I've got. Hopefully, we keep making these. Is, you know, what we want to do. I mean, that's the goal, is that we up production, you know, each time we do it. The first feature, I did a film which was like a short film that had a really, really low budget, and then
they even started making me my own beer. Nice guys, freaking Icon beer. What's up with that?
Not just
so nice of them. I don't know. It says 4L Lion, but I mean, I think that was a misprint.
What flea market did you buy that from?
I found it at the gas station.
You know, and And
Go
if
ahead.
this is something that Tim is interested in at all, like there's actually a script that we have that combines wrestling with horror in a way that I feel interesting. So.
I'm going to tell you right now. You just
There
sat
we
there and
go.
said if Tim is interested in it. Let me correct you there. Tim is interested in it because he loves horror and he loves wrestling. So doesn't your future president of the United States right here. I saw him pointing.
Light bulb.
I think it's a great story. And like there's not a huge twist, so I can sort of give it away. But what we want to do is we have this idea of like a wrestling group that's traveling. You know, they travel, they do these shows, and a lot of it is doing the small shows, and you know they're in their vans, they're in this, they're doing this. You know, I mean, I was in bands for years, and it seems like there's a very similar sort of atmosphere there, where it's like there's a whole lot of before and after the show.
I've got a van.
Where the show is just a finite amount of time. You know, the stuff you do before to prepare, the stuff you do after, making it there, you know, driving 4, 5, 6, sometimes 12, 16 plus hours to these shows and stuff. So the idea is that you've got these people who are pretty familiar with each other, you know, like they're basically like an on the road family. And
Wow.
and essentially they're so nomadic that there's another group of maybe like predatory non-human kind of people that sort of realize it's easier for us to have our food come to us.
He
than
has
for
to die
us to
first.
come to our food.
Who you
So-
pointing at?
Pointing to you.
So essentially what it is that they've been conned into bringing themselves to this area by these things so that they can, it's basically like they've ordered in. And it's about them trying to survive and get out.
Fuck yeah,
This
let's
is
go.
amazing that you're talking about this, because during our heyday of wrestling and traveling, just on the other side of the border into Missouri, around Pacific and St. Clair, there was this high school that literally is built in the middle of nowhere. Now, back in the day when we had to travel, I'm gonna show my age a little bit. We didn't have Google. We had Yahoo Maps that was printed out.
Yeah.
We had to follow the
Fucking piece of paper.
And this school was built because all these communities were poor, and we couldn't find it. We get to a gas station, they tell us how to get there. You almost feel like you're in a horror movie going through these woods and trails.
Oh yeah.
Wondering how in the hell buses got back there. And then it opens up and there's this big school in the middle of nowhere. And I remember specifically when we pulled up and said, dude, if there's no wrestling show and we get killed, I'm going to be pissed. And you talking about this movie that's coming out in the middle of nowhere.
Wild.
We plan to set it like right around like 89, 90, which we think would be like a fantastic time period to have this happen in. So it's like we've got people who are still like extremely, extremely hopeful that they're going to be like the next, big addition to WWF. So it's constant promotion. They're constantly out. They're constantly on the road. And they're going to these places that, I mean, they're going to, again, like they're going to a school here. They're going to like a VFW. They're going to this, they're going to that. So for them to go to a place that's completely out of the way is no big deal. So you get the idea
every
that
Friday and Saturday night for weeks on end, months on end.
Yeah. So you get the idea that whatever has orchestrated this is well aware of that lifestyle, and that this is an easy way to get a fairly, not large, but a fairly good sized group of people in one place where the odds are against them in the middle of nowhere, that people might not even ask about them for another week.
This is spot on. I love this movie already.
It sounds like you might need to go find a school that Will Height was talking about. That'd be a good place for you to film if it's still
not that far.
A good place to actually film whenever the wrestlers get taken over by shit would be down at my buddy's place in Dow, where he does R Acres of Terror and have all of his actors come out as like the fucking woods and shit, set up a wrestling ring down there.
Mm-hmm.
And because he does this big scary farm and shit, and we could set up a wrestling ring outside for an event, and we would just be down there and be like, man, this is weird, and just have all these people start coming out of the woods. Yeah. And it'd just be like, what the hell is going on? He's probably got 30 or 40 different actors down there at any given time. So,
and what we're one thing that we sort of really want to do, I mean, a couple of people and I have talked about the idea is, because we're not looking at a time where we had a lot of cell phones, had a lot of GPS. So, even if they turn around, the idea of finding somewhere is it's a bleak, desperate situation, of them even being able to find out how to get out of this area that they're in. And then on top of it, we were talking earlier about, do you make that conscious effort to show something or to not show something, for the good, almost whole entirety of the film, probably up until the end, it literally is just them getting like sucked into the darkness. So we're not even really seeing what is doing it for a majority of the film until we sort of get to the end. And when we get to the end, it's really sort of there's a moment where these guys find that they actually have a very useful skill set in the situation, that they might not be as much of prey as they thought they were, and that's sort of the idea of I like these ideas where people come into their own, where we have a hero's arc, where you see where they were at the beginning of the movie and then where they are when a situation that is beyond their understanding, plucks them out of the normal environment and chooses them to either, are they going to be a victim? Are they going to continue to be a victim? Are they going to continue to, is in this story, are they a bystander? Are they an extra? Or are they the hero? And they sort of choose that themselves.
This sounds really good. Yeah. This sounds really good. Well, does the cast have any other questions? We're going on the hour mark. I don't know if Mr. Hamilton wants to stay on for the rest of the show or if he's got to go. Again, I'm sorry. I was at work when.
Oh, it's no problem. I can stay on for a little bit longer. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I do have to get our stuff ready for our cast and crew premiere on Sunday. So I'm a little against the clock, but I should be okay.
Okay, just whenever you want to go, just let us know and we'll.
Well, whenever you start production on this wrestling related thing, I mean, you got 2-3 guys here that have access to rings already.
Yep. And any shows where we can stage something before or after would be fantastic, where we can have some of those, ringside scenes, because we have a couple of ideas where we think we're going to start the film with them on the road, but we're going to tell some of that story through flashbacks of like where they met certain people, things that happen that maybe, like we've got one that's a manager who has a debilitating problem physically from being in the ring so often, so we're able to tell that story without just having a ton of exposition with them talking it out. We're able to go back to some of these flashbacks. So a lot of those flashbacks would probably be like ringside flashbacks.
Just let me know. I've got plenty of dates.
I think it'd be a lot of fun too. And I don't think it's been approached sort of this way, this kind of story. I like the idea of it being like the fourth wall kind of story. Like we're really talking to these wrestlers about like the mechanics of it, so when they're talking about, when we go here, do we have any idea of like what shape the ring is in, because they've been in places where, it's been a problem. Do they know what max capacity is, because they've had the fire marshal called before? So it's like, I really want to have these conversations sort of like, in some of the vans and some of the vehicles, because I think that's going to be a great way to really humanize the characters. So we're not just doing it like I don't want it to be cartoonish. In other words, like I want it to really be like, we just happen to be in a room with a person who does wrestling. It's like it's not that they're a wrestler first. They're these people first, but the wrestling plays a huge component as to why they're there and what they're going through. if that makes sense.
All right. I have one. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just saying, love it.
Okay.
Right.
I have one more question for you. What is one horror topic you've always wanted to do for a movie? Like, what is one, like, if someone came up to you and said, we're going to finance the movie, here's, let's just say, a couple million, do whatever you'd like to do. What is the one, like, there's got to be, everybody's got that one, their magnum opus, if you will, which everybody has that. What would be yours, your topic?
What one that well, it's something that I wrote a little while back that I it's extremely effects driven, but then a lot of stuff that I want to do is extremely effects driven. I just like stuff like that. I like monsters and stuff, but like I have had this idea that what we don't create in horror as often as we do in other similar genres like science fiction, we almost always create a hero by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
In horror, we're in a weird predicament where we don't create near as many heroes as we create survivors. So you'll get a final girl, which is very often what you get in a horror film.
Right.
But as far as, you know, a Jamie Lee Curtis, like that, she's transformed the idea of final girl into a heroine. So now she's really a hero. But we don't get that often. We've got very few of them. And let's face it, we haven't probably really had someone like Ash Williams from Evil Dead in a really long time. Like, we just don't have stories that create those kinds of characters. And I had an idea about like a situation that creates what would be like a new horror hero. But it's extremely effects heavy. We're talking probably the last 40 minutes of it is just practical effect after practical effect after practical effect. That would be the one, simply because I think it's memorable. I like the idea of adding a new sort of horror hero out there, because it's easy for us to create horror villains, you know, whether it's Art the Clown from Terrifier, whether it's Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees.
Right.
It's just sort of, that's always our ace, you know, in the hole is, oh, we've got a new horror villain, and then we try to sort of outdo the one before it, or we have a predicament where it has an attribute that the other ones don't have or whatever, you know. But that's been our focus for such a long time, which my idea is sort of like, what if you had a person that was so like maniacal when they became a hero that the villains were sort of on the run? Like what happens then? Like, how do you flip those tables? We've had a couple things that came close to it. There's a film called No One Lives that sort of turned those tables a little bit that I thought was interesting.
Right.
But what we had was we had a horrible villain against a horrible villain. So you chose certain times to root for this side or root for that side. I definitely want the hero to be very much a hero. He's just sort of a psychopath by incident, not by design. You know, so it's.
I actually like it. I actually like this. This sounds really good.
Like a chaotic neutral type person.
Yeah,
like Punisher or something like that.
Right, because we don't see that often. You know, we don't get to see that. Right. My idea is always like, I'm a big comic book guy, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like the comic book world is divided into two very distinct situations if you're a comic book criminal. So if you're a comic book criminal, and let's say you just knocked over a bank or something, you know, it's a little bank. Maybe you got away with $60,000 from an ATM or something, right?
Uh-huh.
So typically in the comic book world, there is a huge cache of superheroes where the worst thing you're going to get is a concussion. You know, they're going to bop you over the head. You know, if it's Spider-Man, he's going to string you up by a street light. Captain America is going to give you some kind of sermon. No matter, like the worst thing that's going to happen is that you're probably just going to get a stern talking to and a little bit beat up, a black eye, a bloody nose. God forbid they knock a tooth out. You know, that's for the most part about 98% of your comic book criminal situations. But like, imagine if you're a comic book criminal and let's say it was just home invasion. Like you just knew they had a safe, you know, you were on hard times and you're thinking, well, of course, the only thing that's going to happen to me is they're going to call fucking Spider-Man or they're going to call this guy or that guy and the same stuff will happen. And then all of a sudden, like Wolverine shows up. You're just going to be sitting there like, shit, really? Like, really? On my day? On my day? This psychopath shows up to a home invasion? Like, that's the 2% of comic books where it's like, it's probable, it's highly unlikely, but it's possible that you might end up getting your thievery stopped by Wolverine, and then it's a problem, you know, or God forbid you're drunk driving and you're like, okay, you know, like more than likely this is going to be like Luke Cage. He's just going to rough me up a little bit and send me on my way. And it's like Ghost Rider. Then you're like, shit, you know, it's like damn it, like this couldn't have been easy. So
Venom and eat your head.
Yeah.
Right, or like Venom, it's like you've got these anti-hero characters, whereas you've got the other part of that world that's so saturated with the great power, great responsibility paradigm, and then you've got these guys where it's like, does it really have to be the guy whose superpower is knives? Does he have to try to arrest me? Like, why this guy? You know, like it's got to be like just a huge blow to your sensibilities as a comic book criminal. So the idea of that like fascinates me. So it's sort of like, you know, what if you had a religious cult that like accidentally, you know, got Wolverine and like his girlfriend or something, and they were camping, you know, and they're just like, no, this is
like a Mormon.
like, you know, this is what happens. We get him, we kill him. You know, we don't really know how this works yet. We read some shit from an ancient book that usually never works. We try it again next spring. And then, like, all of a sudden, they're like, okay, I guess we untie this guy. And then he's just, like, standing in the corner of the room, already naked with knives coming out of his hands. And you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, we grabbed the wrong guy. Oh, shit.
Like, this just isn't going to work the way we thought it was. Yeah, so that's sort of like if somebody just threw money at me, that would be the concept movie, would be like, you know, they got the wrong guy, but to me there has to be some elements in there, like, you know, like what if a big part of the guy's life was him you know, like being in therapy to not be that guy. You know, it's like, what if for the most part he's resisting being that kind of a guy?
This sounds more like a Gambit type character, you know. He's got his bow staff and then fucking cards.
Right? Yeah, it's like I love the idea of like let's take somebody who doesn't want to be like that and then put him in a situation where he's forced to be like he's forced to be the absolute worst of what he was. You know, like it's not just like, oh yeah, you can go back to killing people. It's like now you got to kill like 80 of them. There's a lot of them here. You know,
yeah,
you can't just kill a couple guys. Now it's like a full-on bloodbath. You know.
Yeah, like what they did with Hancock in that movie, where he was just like he didn't give a fuck, and then they're like, no, you got to be good, and he's like,
And what?
Oh, in Hancock, when it's a Will Smith superhero movie, when he drops in the car and they're all pointing the guns at him, he's drinking. He's like, look, guys, I don't want to do this today, so just pull over. And they start shooting at him. Well, he's bulletproof, but they bust up his alcohol, so he just fucks the car up with them in it, just throwing it around and impales it on this, the Seattle Needle or Space Needle or something like that. That was a good film up until the middle. I didn't really care much for the rest of the film.
Well, going through all this, I started picturing the movie They Live with Rowdy Piper.
Yeah.
He was just a construction worker, and all of a sudden he finds this alien race has been taken over, and he becomes a hero when you didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And I love movies like that. I love
that. Was a great fucking movie.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I keep looking for those sunglasses and I can't find them. I mean, I found
the way he was describing it. I was picturing like the Doom guy, like if he was in real life. Like he did his thing, he was done, he's settling down, and now all of a sudden this shit's starting back up again.
Yeah, there's an Unforgiven sort of, a like spaghetti western aspect to this, which is the guy who's been trying his entire life to be somebody who he clearly isn't, but he's close. Like he finally gets to that point where he's close. Like his psychosis is manageable now. Whether it's through, like, through pills and through therapy and through the fact that he's got a family and stuff now. It's like, because the worst thing in the world would be, like if you're just and maybe you're not a good cultist, maybe you're just like average, like the average cultist, maybe you're sort of into it. Maybe you just knew a girl that was in the cult and you really wanted to sleep with her, and you're like, I'll shave my head and wear.
Somebody kills that girl and sets you off.
I'm just imagining like half the cult is probably people who don't really want to be there anyways, but it's like free room and board.
Kind of reminds me of the ghoul on Fallout.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah,
the way it sounded.
Because I love those kinds of characters. I love the characters that are trying to manage the darkest parts of them, and it's like the world won't let them. It's like they encounter a part of the world that's so shitty that it won't let them do that anymore. It's sort of like, I guess it's sort of like being like a career alcoholic or something. Where it's like you've got a part of you that is never going away.
Hey, I represent that. I mean, present that. But
I might have went through a few steps in my life. Anyways, a number of them, maybe a good solid dozen. But
the only steps I take is to the refrigerator.
But there's this idea of like that's sort of with any kind of addiction, it's like you're struggling, and you will find yourself in the worst predicaments. You just will. It's just Murphy's Law. Like you're going to find either a group of or one person that is going to test your resistance thoroughly. Even if you're just like trying to control anger, it's like we all have anger problems. You're going to meet one person that it seems like their existence on this planet is just to piss you off. Like, and all you're trying to do is just like, I'm a calm person. I put my anger in a box. I bury the box. But that person has just got this little shovel. They're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I know exactly where the box is at. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to laugh at it. It's going to make you really mad. And that's sort of like the idea that I have is taking someone like that. Because I think what we can get is we can get someone that by the end of the film, people are really going to root for. But let's face it, they're rooting for a psychopath. But we've managed to take that person and put them against something that's so bad that the idea of them stopping the really, really bad thing turns into an act of heroics. So that's the kind of stuff that I like.
Wow.
Love it.
Well, hey,
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm giving you my wallet right now. I live in Illinois, so there's not much, but you get started. Get started.
Could be worse. You could live in California or Texas.
So, well, does the cast have anything else for Mr.
No, it sounds pretty interesting, and I can't wait to actually see the movie when it comes out. So.
I know the movie. Now, is there a release date for Eft? I can't remember if there.
Right now, no. So right now, what we're doing is if we want it, we've had a couple of distribution offers, but it's so early in the game that we're wanting to sort of flex the festival muscle for a little while and see what happens. But it'll have distribution regardless of who we go with. It'll just be a matter of which one we want to go with. So my guess is if we go through the next, I would say 2 or 3 months, we're probably going at some point to talk to someone who wants it out around October, the end of October.
Right.
So I'm guessing
I'm guessing no matter
what we do, we're probably gonna see it on streaming probably by the end of October.
Right on.
Right.
Halloween, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell,
That is the goal.
a Facebook group I'm in, we're called Central Illinois Horror Society or something to that effect. But anyway, we talk about a lot of non-big popular movie franchises, like like what you're doing. So I can't wait, because I think a lot of people in that group would probably like it from what it sounds. So
I can't wait for horror fans to see it. Like I personally cannot
that's what I'm
wait
saying,
because
'cause-
I really don't think we've seen something like this in a while.
right.
A lot of bigger budget horror seems to focus on small ideas, not a lot of practical effects, and some of them are tend to be a little more dramatic, like the A24 stuff.
right.
And even though I don't dislike all of that, there's some stuff in there that I think are gems, and I think that have some great atmosphere to them. Like I wanted to see something that was just complete chaos and carnage, and then I wanted to put somebody with a camera in the middle of it. Like that was my goal, was like, how do we create something that's insane? How do we create something that is like everywhere there's nowhere really to turn, because something awful is happening at every turn? And how do we do that? How do we do it on a budget? And then how do we make it look like, which is what most filmmakers want to do or try to do, is like, how do we make something that was made for a very small amount of money look like it was made for $2 million? Like how do we do that? And how do we do it to a point where we sort of pull the rug out from under people, because they're going to watch it and go, oh, we don't see this, or this in indie films. It's too expensive. It's too difficult. So we know we're not going to see these 8 items on our bucket list. Like, we know we're not going to see that.
Mhm.
And what we tried to do was we actually sat down and said, what do we not have enough money for? And it was a long list of shit. Believe me. Like I mean, the list was like, yeah, this is all the stuff we don't have money for. And then we were like, how can we conceivably make 13 to 15 of these things happen? Like how can we do this? Can we, if we really push it, push the money, push the innovation, like push the digital stuff, can we do half the stuff on this list? And if we do half the stuff on this list, is this enough for us? Like, is it enough for us? Like, you either have to do 2 or 3 things really, 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 really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go, okay, I've got the money for this, so I do this really, really, really good. Or you say, how can we do it really convincing, but we do 20 of those things? How is that even possible? Like, how do we do it? So, we've spent the better part of the last 9 months doing that. Like, that's what we've been doing. Like, even though I think our segment only comprises probably 45 minutes of the movie, right? So ours is beginning, end, and a few in between. I think it runs maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes. But
Right.
out of that, for the last almost the last year, has been daily post-production. Like, there was never a point where we took like a month off. It was always, okay, now we have to move on to this. Now we have to move on to learn how to do this. How do we do this? Do we need to get an actor or multiple actors back for this? How can we do this? How can we make this work? Is this a green screen thing? Is this a wire thing? Do we need somebody on wires? Do we need this? Do we need that? And how we can do it from the standpoint of being a micro budget movie. So what I'm really excited about is getting people in front of a film where everything in their brain as a horror fan is going to say, they're not going to do this. They can't do this. They don't have the money to do this. Even though I think the film looks good, like, it technically looks good. Like, I don't think you're going to look at it and see a cheap film there. We've done what we can to make it look really good. So I don't think people are going to look at it and go, oh, that was made in somebody's backyard.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. My first movie was made largely in my backyard, but it's like, like, I get it. But it's like, I don't think people are going to look at that. They're going to look at it and go, oh, this is an X amount of money movie. People who know movies, or people who, you know, can think, oh, this is probably not expensive, but not horribly cheap. And what we want to do is we want to get them to that point where they're thinking to themselves, oh, okay, so when they exit this building, for example, it's going to be a couple of small things. We're probably going to see it out of the corner of our eyes, and then that's it. Like, because that's what horror has done for a really long time, is chosen those moments where it's like, we've got 2 or 3 moments that we can choose. We can't do any more. You know, that's what we've got. And what we did was, we're like, let's just try to do 20 of the moments right after one another. And if we can pull it off, then it will. Hopefully Tim will come back and go, oh my God, believe it or not, this guy actually pulled this off. Like, that's what I'm hoping.
I'm sure when Tim sees it, he's going to come back here and he's going to be like, man, somebody give me an Oscar. This is a good ass movie. I played a good role in it, or something like that. We've been calling
I've already ordered him one.
I mean, we have been calling him Hollywood
Tim's my
for
bestie.
a reason. So, well, guys,
But
I got nothing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I hope that's what happens. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for having me on.
Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the last minute. It was a last minute deal. I hit you up and was like, hey, are you available for this, man? Just because I talked about it on Wednesday, I wanted to keep it fresh this week. And he was like, yeah, I can be available. And I was like, hey, he's coming on tonight. We're talking movie.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you in July. I sent you the flyer.
Oh, perfect. And I've had a great time, guys. Like, I've had a wonderful time. That's been a lot of fun.
Ash Hamilton. The film is called Effed, Tales from the End of Times. Stay tuned. We will update everybody when the release date is and where to see it. Ash, it's been an honor and a pleasure, and we wish you the best of luck with this film. Best luck on your next film. And hey,
thank you so much.
If you ever need a dead body, I got stoned on this show one time and collapsed like a dead body, so I can play a good corpse. So don't worry.
Or if you need someone that's a really good millennial, he's a guy for you too.
All right, Ash Hamilton.
If you need a big guy, I'm available.
You bet. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Ash.
If you need someone,
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
one,
you
Ash.
so much. Have a great night.
See you, guys.
See you, man. Wow,
man, that was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
How did I do for short notice trying to ask him questions and stuff like that?
Ah, Tyler, this isn't about you. Fuck off.
Yeah. Specialist Doofy.
Specialist Doofy reporting.
That's what you do. That's what you do on the fly, friend. We do it all the time.
Dude,
Yeah.
I did that on the fly today. I did that with I haven't slept in the past 2 days. Jesus Christ.
Dude.
You know all them kiki sex things, you'd be able to sleep.
Dude, man. Whenever somebody puts a microphone in your hand, you just got to know how to fucking work it.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now.
And remember, he's not a dick. Don't fucking take it seriously.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If he doesn't get Will Hite, Sage, and Gibbons for this wrestling thing, there's a problem.
I want in on it too. Shit.
Yeah.
Dude, when he was describing it, I was thinking of all the fucking road trips that we've taken.
Oh my God.
Caravans, middle of nowhere shit. I was like,
hi, Don.
Dude.
I'm sorry I wasn't I'm sorry I wasn't speaking to everybody in the chat room. We wanted to give all the attention and the spotlight to Mr. Hamilton so he can promote his film and his future works. So please forgive us. We didn't get to everybody's questions and whatnot. Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, he needs to. Kluge could play the wrestling promoter who's crippled. That could be his part.
I already have bad knees.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, look, to the fans that are watching, man, you got to support local. Here's your opportunity to ask questions. You got to be in here if we get him again. He'll be at Wrestling for a Cure, because how awesome would it be if during his directing, him making movies, producing them, and they take off and he goes Hollywood? I mean, legit goes Hollywood.
Yeah.
How much would that be to be like, hey, man, I supported this guy when he was local, still going to do it? I mean,
dude, I'm thinking.
And plus, anyone who's in it might end up getting a boost too and getting other parts and stuff.
Yeah, like Tim. Tim's already been in there quite a bit. He might get a good boost in there. I've already set up a friend
I
request.
could never live in California. I just couldn't do it.
Fuck that.
No, I'd say it Illinois.
I'm not saying they couldn't pay me enough to live in California, but I mean they can't pay me enough to live in California.
Right? I mean, like I said, man, it was something I thought would be really cool and fun to do. I had some type of experience of it being in front of a camera. Why not? It was fun. I had a good time. I met some really good people. I made some connections in that thing. I'm in a couple of different Facebook groups where they do looking out for extras and for actors and stuff for movies, like in St. Louis and the surrounding area. So I'm in that. Ash has talked to me a few times about a couple different things he's working on. He told you guys about a couple of them tonight. I mean, it's just something cool to put on my resume, I think. And
that's a very cool thing to put on your resume. And thank you very much for bringing him on the show tonight. That was fucking awesome. That was awesome. Cool. So, I set up a friend request on Facebook. I want to see if I can get him to be a guest on Weird Frequencies since he knows so much about the UFOs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Yep. So, how's everybody's Friday?
It's Friday!
Friday, motherfuckers!
Friday!
Hey, Sue has a headache, so stop yelling.
Sue's not even here. She's at her friend's house.
Friday!
Yeah. So, Friday! Ass and titties, let's go!
My neighbors are outside.
Hey, did you guys hear that today's Friday?
Is it Friday?
Thanks, Brian.
Can you get
Friday?
down for the weekend? Can you
Yeah,
get
it's
down
Friday.
for the weekend?
Wait, I'm supposed to be at the bowling alley, aren't I?
Hey, I was about to say that, Tim. You're not supposed to be here today.
No, season's already over. So.
I just tried to do something really cool for the fans and shit. So he said he was able, so we kicked it and there it went. Luckily, he was able to come on right at the start of the show. So
apparently, Tattoo Terry was tattooing somebody during that whole interview.
Oh, he had to miss out on that.
Yeah, no, he was listening. Apparently, you want to see the tattoo he did?
Oh shit!
Damn.
Which part? Oh, did he do the lightning?
I think he did the lightning on it. Yeah. I like how it goes up towards the ear there. That's really cool.
Damn.
I'm going to guess that's Odin right there in the middle with all the lightning.
That has got to be some tender spots.
Oh, shit. That's got to hurt.
I'm sure all through right here. Just all this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They say what the
side of it.
Ugh.
When I went in for shoulder surgery, they gave me a friggin' shot right here in my neck to numb all this. And when he put that friggin' big ass needle in there, oh my god, dude!
About piss yourself,
dude.
Fuck you for 20.
Okay, I want to address this right now. Did anybody notice 5 times in the fucking interview when somebody said God, even when Ash said God, he was paying attention. He would just instinctively go, yeah, and then stop himself like he's not trying to cut someone off. You are doing that too fucking much.
I wanted to hit that doctor so hard because that fucking hurt so bad. And of course he has to use the biggest fucking needle he could, about the size around of my finger.
Yeah, that's
I was like, why? He's like, you're gonna feel the pinch. You're gonna feel the pinch. Motherfucker, it felt like he punched me in the goddamn neck.
Pinched my ass. Felt like a jaguar just fucking.
It had to have been like as big around as this goddamn ink pen tube.
It's not that bad, I swear. Can you put some Novocaine in there and numb it first?
You would have thought, but no. They wanted me to feel that whole motherfucker, I guess.
You're a big, strong guy. You can handle it.
But I was late coming into the show because I was out fucking rebuilding my brother's straight six for his truck.
Right.
And doing the top end of it.
I was starting to take a stoner nap, so.
And
it was like, oh, it's 6:20. I still be up all of a sudden. I'm like,
my phone started going off and dinging, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I look at my watch and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm fucking late.
Yeah. Same way as me. It's like I look, it's like 6:10 or 7:10. I'm like, oh shit, the show.
Whenever I started working on it, it was only like fucking 5:30. So I was like, oh shit. Didn't even realize.
Do you guys realize who's still not here?
Stoner Cooley.
Yeah, Stoner Cooley is
Cooley
still
has
not.
his show going on, remember?
Does he have a show?
Whenever I saw his message, he said he was going to be here in just a little bit.
In an hour or so, he said.
And
Yeah.
that was like an hour ago.
Yeah, he's
Well, he had two guests on his show, so
yeah. Since he's got a show tomorrow, it kind of I'm sure ran over.
Probably did. Let's see. Is he still on here? Let's see.
Nope, he's off.
He's off the air. Yeah. Damn. We were gonna watch the show and make fun of him.
Hey, 420, did you get the pictures I sent you?
yes, I actually like those.
Those are fucking way better looking than the Raw tag belts.
Yeah, I think they give nod to what the demolition-ish era.
Well, that and the SmackDown tag belts from back in the day.
Right.
But
I was for certain that they would be exactly
That's also
like the Universal titles, because you know how they made the World Tag Team Champions like
that. It's kind of this design too.
yes, that's what I thought they were trying to design it, kind of like a retro of that. I liked them.
Yeah, those are much better looking.
Oh shit! Yeah, still no. What show does he got tomorrow?
NGW.
NGW. He's all about the NGW, ain't he?
Well, Brooke and Harold are going to be there tomorrow selling Wrestling for a Cure merch.
Oh, there you go. So I have something I want everyone to hear. I played.
Oh, you're pregnant.
Congratulations, dude!
A baby T-Rex.
God damn it, Tyler!
What?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Last time I checked, I had a penis, not a vagina. Well, I'm not those kind of
people. You act
people.
like a pussy half the time, so.
Oh,
that's
shut the
the.
fuck up.
Damn! Meat flaps flapping there.
Yeah, his beef curtains are flapping right now.
Oh, shut up. So I got Crazy World News. Holy fucking shit. Thank God you did not burp when he was here.
I muted my mic when I had to burp when he was here.
Dude, I was muting my mic too when he was here.
When we got guests, we mute our mics, so.
Yeah, I'm respectful then.
Yeah.
So we can either do Crazy World News, which I think I know what everybody's going to say. We got 20 minutes left in the show. I can play you a song sample of AI created music.
Good God.
Dude,
Gibbons heard it. Gibbons heard it.
I am so tired of AI now. They've got this. You go up to search on your Facebook now,
Yep.
and it's fucking AI bullshit.
Did you see Zuckerberg come out and said don't screenshot your messages or whatever because it's going to start telling people that you're doing it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Wow. Well, do you want to hear this song? Do you want to do Crazy World News, or do you want to do some Ask Dr. Sage?
Or Grind My Gears would be another good one.
Yeah, there was a Grind My Gears. You mentioned a Grind My Gears, Gibbons.
Oh, man, and it don't even take 10 minutes, man. It's fucking – you know what really grinds my fucking gears, guys? And for everybody out there listening on this is what really grinds my fucking gears, man, is when something happens somewhere close to you, and you automatically jump on a fucking bandwagon when you don't even know what the fuck it's about. You don't know any details whatsoever of what's going on inside of it, outside of it, or around it whatsoever. You make your own opinions, your own motherfucking judgments, and every motherfucking thing else. And then you fucking shut your fucking trap when everything just goes all quiet. And then when it comes back around and someone tries to step back into the limelight or come back from a certain whatever and everything else, you're the first motherfuckers that's got to come out and go, oh, man, look at that shit. That can't be allowed. Oh, man, motherfucker, I'm going to tell you something. When I was in high school and shit like that went down in school, you know what they did? They walked right into the classroom, snagged you the fuck up out of that classroom, and took you right in the hallway or right across the street, and we got to fucking fight. That's what happened. That's what
Yep.
happened. You didn't get on this goddamn keyboard right here and type a bunch of fucking bullshit. You're too pussy to get out and fucking say something to the fucking man that fucking has to deal with, or the people involved, or come to the gift horse and ask that person yourself. You have to be a crybaby, whiny little bitch, pussy motherfucker and hide behind a keyboard and talk your fucking shit. Fuck you. Fuck all you all motherfuckers out there that do that shit all the goddamn time. Stand up for fucking front of the person and ask them straight up, hey, man, what happened? Let them tell you what happened. Then make your fucking judgment, you stupid motherfuckers. Into my rant. Have a good night. Did I mention fucking you? So tired of this cancel culture bullshit.
You feel better?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
You
All
feel
right,
better?
next segment.
You feel better?
Yes, I do. Well, hang on a second.
Talk about it. All right.
I know something. Some of y'all know, and some of you don't know.
Uh-oh. What do you know?
I can't wait until certain shit comes to light and lawyers get involved. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Wait. Is Kermit going to actually pay me my fucking money back?
No.
Fuck!
All I'm saying is there's a lot of
You get off
people
of my
that
fucking
like
cousin Kermit, okay? Leave him alone. He's green enough. Just let him be.
kind of like what he was saying. People that are talking shit without knowing full truth are going to be the ones that are going to be whining and crying later. I always sit over here just eating my popcorn.
You really think? You really?
Where's that telephone tough guy shit?
Do these people really think that we don't do our homework before we decide to say something? Do they not realize we go through extensive fucking procedures on every fucking thing we do to make sure it's 100% before we say post? Do you not realize that? If you don't, fucking Christ, fall back where the fucking rock you came from.
I would say that I would feel bad, but I don't feel bad at the legal and financial repercussions that these individuals are going to feel.
Because it's all documented.
I'm going to guess it's going to cause emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
No, it's going to cause financial
Financial damage.
Yep. Well, fuck them. Next segment.
All right. Well, I don't think I need to ask this. Ask Dr. Sage.
Calling Dr. Sage.
Ask Dr. Sage. He was sitting here worried, like, is there no Dr. Sage tonight? We will get to Dr. Sage. Don't worry. You'll get your moment in the spotlight.
Hey,
I was not worried. I don't worry about things. I take care of things. There's a
moment
difference.
before the Dr. Sage. Everybody, we need to tell AP we love her.
We love you, AP.
Love you, AP.
That shouldn't even be a question at this stage.
Oh, it's not questioned, but she needs to feel the love right now. I saw her post. She's a little pissed. I don't know who did it. I don't know whose ass we got to beat.
Fucking Tyler's, probably.
I didn't do it. I don't know what the hell you
Somebody
talking about.
pissed off
Of
AP.
course you did.
And damn it, we don't stand for that shit.
No, nobody should ever piss off AP.
When the dust settles, will you bring it to light?
Oh,
it'll come to light.
yeah. It's all going to come to a head and to the light.
I don't want them to hurry up and delete their post and be like, "Oh wait, I didn't say nothing." No, they were they were keyboard and telephone tough guys.
Screenshots. And not only that, but I've already tracked it down. I can't say exactly who it is, but I know where.
I can.
You know who it is?
I mean, I know one of the names, but I don't know if that has to deal with the original what I showed you guys this morning.
I need one of the. I need you to send me that name.
Say, can somebody fill me in off camera?
I'm sure we'll probably get filled in off camera on this.
That'd be funny if he just turned his camera off and said the name. That'd been fucking hilarious. He's like, I'm on camera. What?
Did you just send it to us? Maybe.
Oh, there he is.
Don't dare Tim to fucking do anything or try to call him out.
No,
Tim will
I
fucking do it.
I learned the hard way. Don't.
I know my bestie way too much. Nope, not daring that man to do nothing.
All I want is when I'm gonna get the complete enjoyment out of this when I'm seeing the Chris Barrow special. Right.
Amanda Kluge says, I have a pretty good idea who is starting to shit.
We all do.
We've got ideas, but it's all right. It's all going to come to fruition soon.
The only one, I don't have an idea who it is. The only one who's on my shit list right now is Kermit the Frog. That's it.
Oh, you're just jealous because he gets to eat more pork than you.
No! Kermit borrowed money off me and then tried to sell my boat.
Kermit the Frog here.
He owes me $5,000 and he sold my John boat.
Kermit would never do such a thing.
Kermit did? Oh, you think because behind that little green
Would you
smile.
like to buy a John boat?
What the fuck?
Was it a flat bottom or V bottom?
What the fuck's he need your goddamn boat for? He's a fucking frog. He lives in fucking water.
Kermit the Frog stole my vacuum cleaner wife. True story.
You know what? That motherfucker might have stole my vacuum. Where is it?
So your wife too, huh?
We just saw a picture of you using that earlier. How did he get over so quick?
I don't know.
Speaking of that, guys, I want to let you all know I'm working on a small little project. There will be some The Best Damn Podcast merchandise being made. I submitted a picture to have some stickers made, and they're fucking glorious. As soon as I have them for sale via our Facebook page.
I'm just going to say it. The teeth on that picture is better than my normal teeth, so that's highly wrong.
I can't wait to see these stickers.
It was a fat bottom girl. It was not. All right. Are we ready for Ask Dr. Sage?
All righty then.
Round out the night. Fucking Kermit.
Hey, so is that where Sue is? She's with Kermit?
No.
Ooh.
Kermit knows better. Kermit knows better. Besides, he's more.
He
Into,
took $5,000 in your John boat, so
he's more into pork and pigs anyway. So
Pork and pigs.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. You ready, Sage?
I'm always ready.
Fucking Kermit the Frog. I hate that son of a bitch. I hate Kermit the Frog.
Well, he hates you too.
Well, I'm gonna kill him one day.
Not if he kills you first.
I'll kill that fucking frog. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday night. Mental Health Night. It is time for. If he's done texting Carla.
Yeah, man, why you gotta put his business out there like that?
Sorry.
Right?
Sorry.
Now you gotta fucking pull me up like that.
Because this brings you up so you can answer the questions. Okay, I guess if you want to do it that way, then all right. All right, here's how it works. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who are just joining us, because I saw we had some people join us on the show who are following now. You can send your questions to askdrsage@gmail.com. We answer your questions every Friday night, and Sage will answer to the best of his ability. And keep in mind, Sage is not a licensed physician. He should be, but not yet.
Physician, because I'm going to be touching people.
When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh.
Why the fuck is he here? Why the fuck is he here? Why the fuck is he here?
So we heard you been talking shit, Tyler.
Talking shit? You stole my fucking money in my boat, motherfucker!
No, I didn't steal no money. I took your boat, though, bitch.
Why? Bring my fucking boat back! I want the Black Lab back!
Yo, Kermit, I am such a fan, bro.
Shut up! Don't encourage him! He's a crack dealer! Bring my boat back!
Nope. Me and
Why?
had lots of fun in that boat.
Why the fuck did you take my boat?
Wouldn't you like to know? Go ask your wife.
I'll fucking kill you and I'll slaughter that goddamn whore you call pig!
Oh my.
Where is he? Bring him back! I want to kill him, motherfucker!
What are you yelling
Ow!
about? This is Dr. Sage's time.
Right?
Kermit just popped up.
What the fuck you mean Kermit has popped up? I've been sitting here waiting for Dr. Sage to talk the whole fucking time.
Bullshit. Kermit was right there. All right, let's ask Dr. Sage. Fucking Kermit. Fucking green communist. Cock-sucking ass fucker. All right. Here you go. Here's your first question. Calm down. You'll kill the frog at some point and make fucking frog legs and feed them to the goddamn cats.
I like pork.
All right, here we go. Dr. Sage.
Do you really just snort?
Sounds like Miss Piggy's here.
Well, there is a piggy here, but
That son of a bitch. That son of a bitch.
Oh, look, Kermit's here.
What's up, Kermit?
All right, first question.
It's been known to rock the boat too.
That's
I
hot.
hate him. I hate him. Cooley, don't encourage him. Dr. Sage.
What's the...
I can't even read the fucking question right now. I'm getting Kermit all over the fucking screen.
You're getting Kermit all over the screen.
Is that what they call it these days?
getting the Kermit all over the screen.
All right, here we go. Dr. Sage, I have a question for you. I pulled a muscle in my back a while back, and unfortunately, the doctors say they can't really operate on it because it's not needing an operation to replace it or repair it. I just have to let it heal on its own, they said. Dr. Sage, what's the best way to heal my back and get it working better and heal it faster? I'm tired of sitting in the recliner doing nothing. Sign, ow, I can't bend over.
Well, you pulled a muscle. That doesn't require surgery. It's a pulled muscle. You just kind of have to let that work out. You need a massage therapist to help work that muscle out. You don't need surgery on that. I'm sorry. But you need massage therapy or hot heat or cold packs to work that muscle out. Trust me, I pulled a many muscles in my life being a wrestler. And you need icy hot or what's that other good shit? Fuck, I almost said Theraflu, but Theraflu's for fucking a cold. What's that other shit you can put on there that's really good? I have it on a roll-on stick. It's not icy hot though, but it's something.
Been gay?
No, I don't know how long Tyler's been gay.
I can't even fire back right now. I got Kermit the Frog and fucking Eric Cartman staring at me.
God damn, Kermit's all over the goddamn place. And Cartman and God. Oh, BioFreeze. Yes, thank you.
BioFreeze.
Yeah, BioFreeze. I use BioFreeze, and it really fucking works. I love that stuff.
Won't let me do it. So.
But yeah, for a pulled muscle, no, you cannot. Pulled muscle, never. They will never do surgery for pulled muscle, unless you have muscle detachment. Then they will do surgery. But yeah, pulled muscle, no. Massages and BioFreeze, which I use, it's better than Tyler's Been Gay or Icy Hot. So. And as I said, get one of those back massagers or like a heating pad or something like that. And then you're going to have to suffer, but get up and walk around, move. That's going to be your best bet. No matter what, fight through the pain.
All right. All right.
Wow.
This is getting fucking out of hand right now on the fucking screen.
John Burke Bigler, I hope you feel better after your fart.
We have Eric Hart. We have Eric.
I went up and I had Firebrand chili today, and I let one rip earlier. I thought I was spot welding.
All right.
I just have a message for Kermit. Miss Piggy says that you have to get your bitch ass back home.
Oh shit!
I didn't know Cartman hit puberty. Personal. All right. All right, here you go. Next.
You chill that bitch. I'll be home when I get there.
Bring me back my fucking boat, you son of a bitch!
Little toilet.
Kermit! All right, next question.
Next question.
Dr. Sage.
Yes.
How tall is Jason Wilhite? And at what point will they put his head on Mount Rushmore once elected? Signed, Screaming 27.
Let's see. Jason Wilhite is, I believe, 6 foot, and 6'1" or 6.5", something like that.
He's about as tall as me. A little taller, I think. Maybe.
I know he's a little bit shorter than I am. And I would say the day after he gets elected is when they will start blasting and getting his head on Mount Rushmore. That sounds about right, because he's going to be legendary as soon as he gets elected.
Hell yes.
I'm going to make a lot of people cry when I get elected.
See, the thing is, he wouldn't get on Mount Rushmore because then he'd be in the midst of a bunch of racists.
Oh, he would not. That's bullshit. That liberal
That
shit.
no. That's not completely true on that.
If you dig into it, you know, they all had slaves, and especially Abraham Lincoln, he was racist too. So
He's the one that freed the slaves.
he may have freed the slaves, but he still thought that they don't get the same rights as white people. He felt they should be free, but not have the same rights as white people.
After the zombie apocalypse, he put his head on.
He never got to actually get that far into his presidency because he was shot in the back of the melon. He was going the political path to get them more rights.
All right, let's
look into history.
Let's go into the next one.
Me too.
Let's go into the next one. Dr. Sage, I recently found out that my fiance does.
What?
Your fiance does what?
I recently found out my fiance does not believe in dinosaurs. She thinks they are also a figment of their imagination. Dr. Sage, can you help me find a receipt on this bitch?
Okay, hold on. Read that again.
Just found out my fiance also does not believe in dinosaurs.
Did
Please,
you write
Eric.
this, Tyler?
No, I did not write this one. This one comes from Glorious Asshole.
They simply wrote this one just to piss you off.
Yeah. And it's fucking working. Can I answer this for you, Sage?
I want you to read the whole thing.
Dr. Sage, I recently found out that my fiance also does not believe in dinosaurs. She believes they are a figment of imagination. Can you help me find a receipt on this bitch? Signed, Glorious Asshole.
Go ahead and answer it.
All right.
I gotta find me a commode out here.
Let me just bring myself up here. Okay.
You're going to be in the spotlight for this
Yeah,
one.
I'm going to be in the spotlight for this one. Glorious Asshole. Let me give you an honest. Let me give you an honest answer. I got a booger. All right. Glorious Asshole. Let me give you an honest advice on this woman. Kill the bitch. Kill the bitch. Kill the bitch. Drop the body off at a pig farm. Throw her through a wood chipper. Something. Kill the bitch. You'll be doing God's service. It's the Darwin Awards. That's the sound she should be making as she takes her last breath when you pop her twice in the head with a gun. Kill the fucking crazy bitch.
Holy Jesus.
You'll thank me later. Have a nice day. I
can
just
I give
broke
some
my
advice
fucking
there?
monitor.
Can I give some advice there?
Yeah.
If you do the wood chipper, make sure to do it over a good sized lake. So then that way the fish eat up the bait. And then run plenty of wood limbs through the wood chipper afterwards.
So it cleans it up.
Yep.
And some wine.
We don't know nothing about that, but we're just suggesting things.
I've never been there or done that. Never.
I've read about it before. That's what you
Make
do.
sure to use plenty of ammonia.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Make sure to use plenty of ammonia to dilute and falsify the DNA that may be left behind.
Always pull the teeth.
And then maybe one day in the future, you can pose her corpse up next to a Triceratops. Oh, irony. Fucking
What the
dumbass.
fuck just
Hey,
happened?
we just made chopping noises like they're chopping up cocaine.
Sorry.
Kermit, I swear to God.
You're not fucking sharing, damn it.
Sorry.
All right.
We might as well get all the fucking rumors going.
All right, next question. Dr. Sage, question
Dr.
for
Sage,
you. Have you ever
question
seen
for you.
Indiana Jones?
Have you ever
If
seen
so,
Indiana Jones?
do you remember the part?
Locking him.
If so,
How stoned are you right now?
what?
Dr. Sage, have you ever seen Indiana Jones? If so, do you remember the part in The Last Crusade where Indiana Jones has to get through the temple to try and find the Holy Grail? I realized something. When he gets to the part where he spells out God's name, he messed up. That was not God's name he spelled. The real name was Fuck Tyler. It's creative. It's creative.
That was good.
Hey, Corey's right. Make sure the lake's not frozen either.
All right. Next, let's. You want to do one more? Let's find one more real one.
All right, let's try it out here. Let's see what we got.
All right, here we go. Dr. Sage, not needing any help, just wanted to share a funny story with you. I found out what happens when you give my friend tequila, get him super drunk while trying to put shingles on a roof. He ended up shoving a nail straight through his urethra.
What? Wait.
That went the completely opposite of what I was
Yeah.
Like squatting down and shooting between his legs with the fucking
Right?
gun. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Fuck are you doing?
Like, what the fuck? How do you do that?
You can be drunk as shit and still not even come close to doing that one. So we're missing some details here.
The funniest part of the whole thing was trying to explain to the 911 caller how he got a nail shot straight into his penis. The 911 caller also couldn't get it.
Got it through the hole.
How the fuck? That's a what? Says the urethra.
Dude, I'm telling you, there are details missing.
Somebody
missing.
Somebody lost a bet or a dare or something here. There's just no way.
What he said.
Yeah, that's.
And unless this motherfucker was on like a shitload of shrooms or some.
No, look what I can do.
Is this a friend of Skeletor's?
Watch this.
This one is called the email comes from the name Crystal Amber. No, I don't know if that's Skeletor.
This is the important question here. Was it straight up the hole or through the shaft?
It has to go through the urethra. I'm thinking straight up the hole.
Okay, yeah, that's not possible because those are usually 16 penny nails with barbs on them. So it's coming out of a nail gun. What the fuck?
It's got to be a friend of Skeletor's.
Gotta be. All right, here we go. Let's get one more. This one just came in. Dr. Sage.
Who farted?
That was probably
Oh, Cooley farted?
No, it was my
Cooley.
phone. Brr.
It was your what?
It was my phone.
Your phone.
My phone.
Hell of a cover.
Your thong.
No, not my...
His thong, 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 thong.
Song.
We're not judging Tyler. It's a new age. We just live with it, unfortunately.
Excuse you.
You want a bit of tea and crumpets?
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
And smoke a fag.
Dog would whistle.
Doctor,
Especially if you fart. You got that string there.
I'm so glad we're bringing up a whistle, Julie, because this is the email. Dr. Sage, I have a suggestion for one of your fire sales I've been told about and watched on one episode. After Skeletor gets done with Cooley, have the entire gang throw Cooley through the air and see which one can make his butt whistle the longest.
What?
And the Sasquatch. That sounded like a Sasquatch got a nail shoved through his urethra. Here's the best part. Signed Dutchman. Dutchman, I guess, is watching the show.
That sounded like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. At the end of the movie, whenever he started laughing.
He's throwing the cream cheese and shit at the wall.
Cooley, you there?
Cooley, you still there?
Oh, my face hurts.
All right. I think that's a good place to end it. This has been Ask Dr. Sage. We read your questions every fucking Friday.
Oh.
Tears on my face. This bullshit.
I also want to point out Amanda Kluge gave us a frowny reaction. Why could you? How could you? Oh, then a few months later, he burnt out his trailer, and when he had a roll of candle lights insert cartoon slide whistle.
I'm surprised Kluge doesn't have one of those on his soundboard.
Right?
Oh, God, he does.
Yes, he probably does.
I wasn't even paying attention for a second there. What was going on?
You got a slide whistle on your soundboard.
Oh.
Whistle?
Slide whistle, you know.
I got something like that.
Oh,
second.
God.
Oh.
Julie could not have timed that up with Dutchman any better. That was fucking... fucking 420.
So Specialist Goofy said God and 420 missed it.
I said it. I said yes.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, wait, what was that? God! Play it again.
Sorry, dude. My sinuses are kicking in.
Oh, allergies.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you don't need to swear to me, Julie. Come on now.
Oh, he missed that one. Did you notice
Yeah,
that?
he missed
He
the one
missed that
from-
one. He missed one from Givens.
Yeah, what do you need, Gibbons?
Oh.
I was busy talking to Julie at the moment.
I was going to say, he did get them both at the same time. So
Wow.
Why did your wife give an angry face at our show? Kluge.
It was probably about the fucking Tyler getting thrown through the air and his butt whistling.
Probably, yeah. That's probably what it was.
That's what it's going to sound like.
drugs are a hell of a thing. Corey, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Drugs make me tolerate this guy right here.
You know, there's one thing we just realized. I just realized we missed. It's 420 Eve. Tomorrow's the day we're going to lose April. We're going to lose Cooley. We're going to lose 420. We're going to lose Gibbons. I got to work.
So
Hey,
do
wait a
I, but
minute.
I still get to enjoy my day.
Tyler Cooley
You
is
know,
got a
you
show to
can.
go to, so he can't get too ripped.
That doesn't stop him before.
It's about to say, doesn't stop him now. Look at this shit.
And what's stopping you, Tyler, from Specialist Dookie from smoking some sativa to where you don't get falling
I
off
don't know
your
why
ass.
I'm having so much.
I haven't been to the dispensary yet. I'm not going to get a chance to go until fucking Monday.
Hey, you know what? Fuck him. 420. With tomorrow being D-Day, what plans do you have? Actually, let's see your inventory. Because I know tomorrow you're going to fucking be in the stratosphere.
Oh, God. Get ready for some random videos and everything. He's going to be gone.
I'm going to message this motherfucker just to see what he says.
What's he got?
This is full of sticks, gummies. This is full. I just shredded up a bunch of good stuff. I got this to smoke out of.
Wait, what the fuck was that?
What the fuck?
What the fuck was
plug.
that?
It's a fucking hair rod. It's
Oh.
a hair rod.
Oh, okay.
Or, excuse me, chill 'em.
All right.
You got to say it right, or else you ain't gonna get it at the head shops now.
So have you blended multiple herbs to come up with your own specific
Blend.
Yeah, this one, it's eggnog and sugar plum.
eggnog and sugar plum? And describe a little bit of what taste you get. What
Shit.
this? I mean, you got to be.
I'm gonna put it in his rear like a nicer hot butter.
Oh yes, munchies are ready. I got tons of food and drink. So
I'll tell you.
Strawberry milkshake, Pineapple Express.
That sounds amazing.
no, crack pipe's a little thinner and longer.
Not this Saturday now.
But yes,
Apparently, like my brother is going to like the dinosaur thing in Springfield tomorrow.
They're having a 420 Pot Fest convention somewhere in Illinois tomorrow too.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's over in Peoria.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
I gotta miss
There's
that
one going on in
because-
Lincoln too.
I gotta miss
Yeah,
that
Lincoln,
one
that's
because
one,
at the beginning of this week I had to spend $200 of my weed money and buy a battery for my truck. So
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Burke Bigler, you still in here?
What?
Don't forget to put milk and cookies out for Willie tonight.
Yeah, where is John? John's a big stoner. Shit.
Yeah, John was just in here. I think he left though.
He was in here a while ago.
Hey, Cooley.
Oh God.
Cooley.
yes,
Cooley.
My bad. Here I am. What's up, Governor?
It's
President.
President, you fucking prick.
What? I'm sorry, President El Presidente.
Do I look Hispanic to you?
No, I didn't. Oh shit! I need to shut up. I'm really not gonna make it to 21.
No.
Hey, at least you won't make it to 20.
At
Hey.
least he accepts it.
Is John wrestling tomorrow?
No.
No. All right. So are you and him having a smoke off after you get done with the wrestling show tomorrow?
Ooh.
You can so tell I didn't even think of it.
I didn't think about that.
bingo.
All that shit you were talking, I just want to see him fucking lift your ass.
Great podcast, Tyler. I hope that Jason Halbert won't be on your show, and I hope you will try to talk to Renee Knight. I can't pronounce that.
Renee Night Owl MX.
Okay, and the Wrestle Talk podcast to have that guy on the show in the upcoming weeks to explain his actions in New Genesis Wrestling. Huh?
I think that's directed at Tyler Cooley because it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
us.
Long story short, thanks, Aaron.
Long story short, thanks, Aaron, and leave us in the dark. Way to go, prick.
Yeah, that was a very long story short.
That's a Gen Zer for you.
It sounds like this, Irene.
No, but
So, do you want to explain this, Cooley?
Irene, that's your son.
That's news to me.
Didn't Irene fucking say she was adopting you or some shit?
No, that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's your mommy.
Yeah.
Those fucking high ass.
No, but the part she said I wait. She said I whistle out of my butt.
That's only if we throw you.
After
Yeah.
Skeletor's had his way with you when he comes back.
Mm-hmm. See, the thing is,
hey,
if
Cooley.
hold on. If Skeletor has his way of the Cooley, his butt won't whistle anymore. It'll just be flapping like a bunch of beef flaps.
He did not.
From Arby's, because they have the meats.
Your butt cheeks are gonna turn into meat flaps.
They're going to be clappers instead of whistlers.
No wonder Cooley's got to be high all the time. Jesus.
So Cooley has no idea what Aaron Wallace is talking about.
No, I do. I just
Don't want to get into it here.
So if you want to find out, watch Cooley's show.
We're still waiting.
You want to tell us now or wait till after the show?
probably I'll wait till after.
Okay.
You suck.
Gonna leave us out like that? How dare you? All right, so now we know what 420 is smoking tomorrow. Gibbons, you said you got some milkshakes, you said, or
Strawberry milkshake and Pineapple Express.
Ooh.
And
Those sound tasty.
hang on. And then I've got Blues Brothers Cadillac Rainbow.
ooh,
And then I have a Northern Lights.
Oh. Let us know if it makes you see Northern Lights, because that'd be kind of cool.
Wait a minute. He calls me mommy when he plays with my.
What?
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 Huh?
I want to play.
Oh, I see what he's asking. She's his mommy.
Well, in light of 420, I guess I'll celebrate. Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
with another green.
By the way, I got banned from another Marine TikToker today.
you
too.
got banned from another Marine TikToker.
Hey,
Yeah.
so y'all think it's fucking fake? I want you to see it. See it?
Yeah,
Fucking
Right
damn.
there.
What are you chewing
Yeah.
on?
he's
That's
chewing on
a
a
fucking
crayon.
crown.
You're eating a crayon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
he's a Marine.
It's a Marine.
What's wrong with me?
Ugh.
I tried eating that once. No fucking way. I barfed.
Yeah, because you're a door watcher, not a Marine.
Hey, that door has not gone. That door has not gone anywhere. I'm good at my job.
Chewy. Now here's your proof.
Well, supposedly sometime soon, Irene and Dungeon Mistress is supposed to be with me, and I'll be having two mommies at one night. So
Corey says Skelly will turn Cooley backside into ass jerky.
Tyler equals Hodor.
All right. Well, I got nothing else to really talk about. I got 3 moment of Zens tonight.
Ah, sweet.
Nice.
I've had 3 people send me in moment of Zens. And I think how I'm going to do this, we'll get to the first one first before we do final thoughts. And then we'll say the second one. Here's the first one that was sent in after I restart it.
Oh,
It'll tickle.
She didn't scream. She didn't make a peep. She heard that thud.
Her coochie's a little bit wider now.
I broke my box.
Oh shit!
I broke my vagina.
If her hymen wasn't busted, it's busted now.
No, for fuck.
Gonna have to go a little deeper for that one.
Right on the veg.
Right in the veg.
On the veg.
All right, let's cue the music. Let's get out of here for a night. Start our weekend off.
Friday! You said you had 3 Zims. Where's the other 2?
He's doing them after we do ours.
Yeah. I'm saving them. Don't worry. All right, chat room, get your final thoughts in. Let's start off with the player of the game tonight, Hollywood Tim Gibbons. What's your final thought?
Come to the fucking gift horse and ask your fucking questions the right fucking way instead of being a pussy bitch hiding behind shit.
All right. Klug. Let's go straight down the middle. Klug.
Why the hell are you going to me so early?
Why not?
He's never repaired.
You got the rest of your life to be a pussy. Take tonight off.
Movie looks pretty cool. I hope we get to see it sometime soon. Maybe be part of future productions as well.
Yeah, right.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
A movie about the best damn podcast.
Why is there a bottle of lube on Tyler's screen?
What?
That's a fucking squeeze bottle of lube. Look. The straw. Okay.
Hey, no, you remember that movie Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
All right, so in Cabin in the Woods, he had that the cup that actually was a bong.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, he's got a bottle of lube that looks like a Stanley Cup. So,
Oh, okay.
you were
to
right.
I want to get one of those fake cups that when you blow into it, it sounds like a fart.
Have you seen the one called the Loud Cup?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, a Loud Cup. I saw a preview for it today, dude. Some independent guy that made one. It's a drink that they take to games, and you like blow in it. It makes like the big blowhole sounds. There's a thing on my page about it.
All right, let's go to the president himself, Mr. Will Hype. What's your final thoughts?
I actually have to love women like Irene. She just said in the comments there that she'd eat Adam's wife's cakes for the birthday.
I think that was directed at Vince Galloway.
Was it? Oh, I was going with Adam's comment saying Irene can be my mammy if Julie says I can. And then she had replied with, I'll eat the wife's cakes for your birthday. I was just going with that. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, her comments right after Vincent saying something similar.
Yeah.
So, anyway, now you got assholes that ruin your comment when you're doing your final thought. Thanks, Bricks. I'll go with that one. I love the support of this team.
I didn't say
kiss
anything.
my ass, suck my dick, you fuckers.
I didn't say anything.
Again? Damn it, Jay! You just made me do that the other day.
What'd
That's why that tag team
Everybody.
stayed together so long.
Yeah.
That's because we worked out so well.
Hey, final thought. Why does Diddy get to have all the fun? I mean, damn it. Oh, shit. My bad. That might have been too soon. Final thought. Hey, man. There are way too many keyboard warriors out there and telephone tough guys. Back in the day, they were eliminated. Real simple, because when you talk shit, you got hit. We were the fuck around and find out. Leave us the fuck alone, Gen Xers. We're not the bigger man. We will pop you in the fucking mouth. And like Tim said earlier, if you don't think we don't do our fucking homework to be real sure about this shit, God, okay, we'll play games.
What you need?
Let's go.
All right, let's move down to the cool Tyler and his lotion bong. Did you put the lotion on?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You'll get the hose again if you
The
didn't.
only time he can put the lotion on it is if he's with a dirty lawn.
It puts the lotion on its skin. It puts the lotion on its skin. You hear me?
What's your final thought, Cooley?
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, he's learning. He's learning.
Goddamn rookies.
Yeah.
What's your final thought?
I'm too fucking high for this. I would like to thank all of you for taking the time to tune in tonight.
Fuck are you, a poo?
Are you a 7-Eleven Indian or a 9/11
No.
Indian?
Can you not appropriate another culture's accent for a while? You've been doing that all night.
What the fuck?
Well, let's just move on to.
What up, Harry?
All jokes aside, come on, hang on. All jokes aside. All jokes
All
aside.
right, let's go.
All jokes aside. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'm so pumped for that movie. Can't wait because it'll be on streaming platforms, right?
Yeah, we'll have the release date and the exact platforms and where people can see it at.
Do you remember the name of it?
Do you want me to be honest?
That's what I thought. Finish your thought.
No. Damn it.
And you're effed.
I'm really not gonna fucking make it to.
Yeah, you're effed up, man.
Yeah.
That is so effed.
Effed. Tales at the end of the world.
That's not cool with me. That's not cool.
Don't blame it on the either.
You ain't the cool Tyler anymore.
You mean I'm the cool Tyler now?
No.
No. We're gonna have to find a new Tyler.
Fuck!
Tyler.
God damn it! Now we need 3 Tylers. This is some fucking bullshit.
Tyler from the Home Improvement show is a cooler Tyler than you, millennial.
Hell no, millennial.
Was that your final thought, Cooley?
Yeah.
All right, Cooley just says have a good night.
Now I'm gonna go cry.
Sage, final thoughts.
Drink responsibilities are why I drink.
Pretty good show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you to Ash for being on. His movie and one of the stars in the movie, Timothy Givens.
Hollywood.
The movie, I'm sorry, Hollywood Timothy Givens. The movie Effed. That's right, Tyler. It's called Effed.
Thank you.
Sounds amazing. Jeez. I said, geez, 420, hold your fucking balls.
I can't do that because
I know you can't hold them because you're sitting on
Boy,
them.
that's absolutely true. That's why they put plastic on the fucking furniture back then.
Wrestling for Cure is getting ready to come up. It's in July, July 13th. Before that, I have a show in Verdon. We're coming back to Verdon on the square.
Do you have a flyer for it?
I do not have a flyer yet. I'm still trying to figure out a name for the show because I don't know if I want to call it, like Return of Unfair Games or what I want to do with that.
I need a date so I can get them off.
It is.
Because I got
You need a date so you can get them off. Is that what you just said?
I've got to do a Wrestling for a Cure challenge at that show, so I need a date.
Not useful. Oh, Jesus, criminally. It is Saturday, July 6th.
All right.
It's just the one day, so
Just the one day.
yeah, just the one day. So yeah, we're gonna be there. I do believe I'm gonna go with Unfair Games, the return, something to that aspect. So
That means I might have to do the Wrestling for a Cure challenge with Dirty Juan Sanchez at a PWA show.
May 11th, next one.
That's what it sounds like.
Man, but he's not booked.
Damn.
I I don't have.
And I plan on being at the May 11th show also.
I'll talk to Dirty Juan. We'll figure it out.
But yeah, other than that, tonight, pretty good show. Once again, that whole segment with Ash was amazing. Everything he's doing and his ideas coming up, and everything sounds ridiculous and awesome. So with that, somebody else.
All right. Harry Valinda says, well, you next on July 13, 2024 from Wrestling for a Cure 8. God bless you. Amen. Hopefully. Alexander McNeil says, Tyler, that face, man. It puts the lotion on its skin. And Irene follows it up, or it gets the hose again.
I spent my time off for it.
Corey says, drink responsibly. Responsibilities are why I drink.
Yeah, you guys should drink responsibly, and for the love of everything, start using protection. Otherwise, we get the Millennial Tyler and we get Cooley Tylers.
Oi!
So yeah, start using protection.
Vince says, how's those crayons, Will Height?
They're fucking amazing.
Yes, Harry, the return of Jimmy Carrot. Yes.
And Vince says, unfortunately, Sage won't be able to make it to your show on. He works till 4. And that son of a bitch!
Hey, man, my hands are not here, bro. It ain't me.
I don't. Your hands are not frogs, so don't worry. You're fine. But I am going to find this son of a bitch. I am going to kill him.
Hey, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I got a notification earlier that there was a video posted to Wrestling for a Cure's Facebook page. And Jason, that camera's following you around this time. It followed you to where we had a conversation.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh?
Fucking
all right.
Leaking shit.
Well, let's talk about a little bit. Let's talk about what's been confirmed for Wrestling for a Cure, since I don't have anything for PWA yet. Has they got a flyer out yet?
Yeah, we have a flyer out. We just,
how about before we get to that, we do my final thoughts?
Yeah, don't skip 420, you asshole.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. 420.
Did that to him on Wednesday too.
Yeah,
what's your final thought? Sorry, what's your final
thoughts?
thought?
I got 3 of them. Had a great show. It was really cool to hear Ash. I can't wait for that to come out. What grinds my gears? That was pretty cool. You know, don't fuck. You know, with Givens, and he's the type of person I do not want to fuck around and find out with. So I would watch out, whoever that is. And last but certainly not least, if you say you're going to be in the middle between 2 friends, and then you find out later that you're not, you're probably the asshole.
All right.
And that's my final thoughts.
All right, let's get to a few things right now real quick. So we got a little bit for Wrestling for a Cure. They're gearing up. We are doing a fire sale next Friday,
yes.
April 27th. Shot collar karaoke.
Yeah, baby.
Where are we doing this at?
I'm thinking, well, last time I did it at Kluge's, I could go back to Kluge and do it. Sage, are you joining me for this one, or am I going solo?
I'm still contemplating.
Worry.
All right. Now, keep in mind, next Friday, I will be getting off work at 6, which means I'll have to go pick up Susan, drive straight to Springfield, which means we may have a late show. We may have a late start. We'll keep everybody posted. But next Saturday, April 27th, we're doing a fire sale for Wrestling for a Cure, shot collar karaoke. $10 donation to Wrestling for a Cure. I know you sent a photo, 420, for God's sakes. At least Facebook caught it. $10 donation for Wrestling for a Cure. You send in the song. We have to sing it. If we fuck up, somebody's going to buzz us with the shot collar. That's how it works. All right? Let's go over here. They've already announced one of their first matches of this year.
Dude!
This match took place at the 8th Street Gym a couple years ago. And this match was just off the charts. There was no comparison on the rest of that card that this match happened on. There was nobody that could stand toe-to-toe, candle to candle. This match, Wrestling for a Cure Season 8, is was and already had been named the match of the night before we even announced it.
It does look like a pretty good match.
Dude. So when it comes to independent wrestling, there are, well, hell, if the match is right, I'll compare it against anything. One of the greatest matches I ever saw throughout all of wrestling took place in the independent scene, and it was AJ Styles and brain farting on his name, Seth Rollins, in a damn middle school gym, put on one of the greatest matches that I've ever seen. I'm putting this match that I saw at PWA between Jimmy Carrot and Michael Elgin as one of the other greatest matches that I've seen. I was blown away by this. And the fact that these two are going to lock up again at Wrestling for a Cure, dude, if you paid your money to see one show, just one match, this alone would be worth it. And the fact that the ticket itself is only $5. Everything in the world costs a shit ton more. $5 fucking dollars. That's it. And you can see this match, but the mind-blowing part of it is we know the other matches. We haven't talked about them yet, really, or gone into it. But this, you miss this, you kick yourself in the ass, beat yourself in the face. I don't know, something.
The other match already announced and already signed was for the Cruiserweight Championship, and that's between the main attraction, Casey Jackson, Jake Lander, and Eli Wilder at Wrestling for a Cure Season 8. A new Cruiserweight Champion will be crowned in a three-way match.
Yeah, I was looking for that one, the flyer on that one, but I can't find it for some reason. That's the only flyer you got up is the one match there with yeah, I can't find it. So, but yeah, that's your Cruiserweight, and they've already got the second match. More coming, so stay tuned for more. All right, and here we go. Here's the next one. Here you go. PWA presents. What is this one called? This is
Grand Wrestling Spectacle.
Can you not read, you fucking idiot?
Dude, I've been up 48 hours. I can't. I'm getting dumb. Grand Wrestling Spectacle.
Just kidding.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You're gonna have Magnus and Jimmy B for the heavyweight championship. Chaos. Wasn't Raven just injured?
Yeah, so I've gotten more information on that. Raven was seen by physicians. She was told at that moment in time that she has a partially torn ACL in her knee, and they told her that she had to sit back and wait for another MRI, to make sure to see if she's going to have surgery or not due to the heinous actions that happened at this past show, Breakthrough from the Hands of Chaos.
All right, so and then you got Cash and Ely in a last man standing match. Oh, that's going to be good. Robert Black and Seeker in a singles match, and then you got No Coast, KOV, and Depravity and All Eyes on Us in a ladder match tag team championship.
Yep, the unified tag team titles.
Wow. That's going to be awesome.
Yep.
That's May 11th, Grand Wrestling Spectacle presented by Pinfall Wrestling, and looks like Sidney Lynn's little bookshop of vinyl.
Yep.
At the A Street Gym, 1401 North A Street, Springfield, Illinois. $12 reserve tickets online, $15 at the door. Advanced tickets are on sale at tiny.cc/PWA-Tix.
Didn't I hear Brian Ely say that he was putting his career on the line in that match?
I guess that's what he said this past show. That he was going to force it. There you go. There's the flyer right there.
Yep. Now I've seen Jake Lander. I've seen Jake Lander in action. He's really good. Eli Wilder. Can't remember if I've seen him. Casey. I saw him last year pin Mac Daddy Duds for the cruiserweight title. Which
Eli Wilder is currently my 24/7 cruiserweight champion or middleweight champ, light heavyweight champ. I don't know what it is.
He looks like a younger Sage.
That's so weird.
Shit.
Yeah, because they're totally not related.
No,
Right.
no, not at all. Not at all.
We're also inducting 3 members into the Hall of Fame this year at the Grand Wrestling Spectacle. That is none other than Jimmy Cox Bruiser, voice of the independent scene in the Central Illinois area, Bradley Stevens III, and none other than the role model Stephen Bishop. We're all being inducted into the 24 PWA Hall of Fame this year.
All
Very
three
nice.
very well deserved.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Right on.
All right. That's it for
So
us.
that-
What?
That
Go ahead, man.
PWA show, that's May 11th.
Man, love
Yeah.
it.
Okay, because I don't have anything going on that day.
Then get your ass there.
You're in the surprise match.
Huh?
Have a good night, everybody.
All right. That's it for us. Weird Frequency, Sunday at 8. Tune in. Join me, Rob, Adam, and Bubba as we discuss the paranormal. That's it for us. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on the Best Damn Podcast. Till then, on behalf of April Binkley, that's Fat 420. That is Bigfoot. I'm sorry, Sage Ramsey.
Motherfucker.
That is your future president, Jason Wilhite.
May 11th, Grand Wrestling Spectacle. Jason Wells versus the Millennial Horror and Nicole Tyler in a triple threat. I'm going to fuck both of them up.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. We're not.
With your special guest referee, Fat 420.
You're going to give me.
And the manager, Ramsey Insurance Agency.
But you and I can work together for a little bit, right?
Are you kidding me? Have you seen how you look? Have you seen how you talk? I am fucked.
Well, do you want to work together?
He just called you out for the match, dipshit. Why would he work with you?
Hey.
You know how wrestling works?
I'm going to make it simple. In homage to the great Roddy Piper, I came here to kick the shit out of Tyler's and chew bubblegum.
I don't think you're gonna have any gum.
Not bubble gum.
I'm not showing up then. I'm not showing up. I'm changing my fucking name. All right. Well, anyways,
He's got to
that's it.
change his name for $100.
Well, your name is Specialist Doofy now, if you realize that.
If I can get through, say goodbye to everybody, for fuck's sake. That's Jason Kluge, Hollywood Tim Gibbons, and the Cool Tyler. We will be back next Wednesday for another episode of the Best Damn Podcast. Until then, here it is.
Your moment.
Number 2.
Oh my God!
What the fuck?
Shit.
What the hell?
Run, dumbass.
I would do that totally.
I'm stoned off my ass, and I would still run. I wouldn't be sitting there.
And here is part 3, our final moment of fucking Zen.
Claude Van Damme en
Dance.
ganar o
Walk
morir.
around and find out.
know which kid hasn't been in a pit a long time.
He caught that straight fucking elbow. He's done.
Hey, speaking of fireworks, whoop whoop! I bought this whole bin of fireworks for $5 at a fucking garage sale the other day. I've been lighting them in the garage every couple of days, scaring the fucking people around.
Wow. All right. That's all. That's all for us. Good night, everybody. Have a good
Hey, do you have any screaming meanies?
Stay tuned. We'll
Right
stay
here in
tuned.
my hand.
Stay tuned. We'll post more about the Tales from the End of the World and its release date, where you can watch it as it gets closer and we get more news. So long, everybody.
Tyler likes Kermit the Frog.
Wait. You should throw one of those at.
I love rubber duckies. I rub them on my penis.
Oh God, I kind of want him to pop one next to Sarah Gibbons, but fuck, it's. Oh, I forgot boobs. Yeah.
Tyler's
All right.
gonna have Kermit the Frog release.
Dude, Kermit the Frog needs to get off the show. That motherfucker owes me money. That was not weed. It was not weed. It was oregano, for fuck's sake.
Oregano.
Hey, Dummy, you just spilled your business. We're